Welcome to a brand new episode of the Z2 Podcast, where four friends gather around to defeat the monstrous Brainiac. As always, I am your Dark Knight, Zach.
I am your... I didn't pick a character. I am your red hooded gunslinging guy, Zach.
Does he have to show up? Mm-hmm. I'm your Emerald Archer,
He'll
Steven.
get there.
And I am your Emerald Lantern, Jim.
Boom. Twin emeralds, yeah.
Oh, he didn't pick out.
Oh, you're the
Avarice.
brave and the bold.
Oh, yeah.
Zach's just my sidekick.
They're actually...
Okay, I want to point out he willingly put himself as my sidekick character.
Yeah, I did. That I did.
It depends on, which red hooded figure he's going with. Might be going with an outlaw version of him.
Still Batman's sidekick.
Yeah, still looks for Batman's approval.
Still
Batman's partner, if you will.
Still one of Batman's boys.
The Bat
The Bat
Boys.
Boys.
You need me.
You don't need me anymore, Jason. You become your own man.
Batman.
Hi, everybody. I'm
Hey,
back.
Jim, you're back 2 weeks in a row.
I love it.
Longest running guest?
No, it technically was Steve first with like
Ew.
4.
Get this man a plaque.
But Steve was never on 2 episodes in a row.
I was actually.
Yeah,
Damn
he
it.
was.
Anyways, Injustice 2 came out this week. And that's why we are fighting Brainiac. I guess normally they would
Oh,
fight
is that what the
Brainiac
plot
anyways.
is?
Kind of like Brainiac's like the big bad of the game, but there's also Grodd in the society.
Who
Okay.
work for Brainiac anyway, so
Yeah.
Brainiac's still the big bad.
Yeah. But like the B plot of the game, like from the first trailer, it's like, oh, Grodd's the bad guy. He's taking over the regime for Superman. And then you just see Brainiac's ship come in. And it's like, oh shit. You know what that means? Injustice 3 better be fucking new gods, Darkseid and all.
I mean, Darkseid's already in the game technically,
But it's not a war with the new gods yet.
Yes, we need a New Gods War.
Yeah.
Or New Gods 2017.
I gotta say, and actually that's happening for
I
Jack
know.
Kirby's anniversary. They're doing
Can we get
6
a Mr. Miracle? It can only lead into more.
Yeah, there's a Mr. Miracle miniseries that Tom King's doing, but there are also 6 one-shots that are all different Jack Kirby characters. We didn't put it in the notes. I'm going to go look it up while these two guys talk about Injustice.
Yeah.
All right, so Injustice. Great fighting game or best fighting game?
I'm a big fan of Super Smash Brothers, personally.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
If we're going to bring
That's a
that
good
in
one.
here.
Or Street Fighter 2.
Which on the Nintendo Switch, you can get Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the final chapter.
This is the 4th time they re-released that game.
How many times did they re-release Street Fighter 4? Like
3.
6?
Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition,
And then
3 times.
Wasn't
Super
there like an
Turbo.
Ultimate too?
No, it was
No? Okay.
Arcade mode was like the culmination of 4, and then they went to 5 a few years later.
Yeah, and everybody got pissed. Like, what? Why are you freaking releasing the game? Yeah, because they need money. You can't keep.
They weren't
releasing
pissed
the
that they
same game.
released it. They pissed they released it without a story mode.
Which is kind of weird.
They were making it a more competitive friendly game. So you don't have a story mode. You just have people who are buying it to play online.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny that Street Fighter 4 still has more popularity than Street Fighter 5.
I know they're running tournaments.
Yeah.
With it, but
I've been watching those. Those are really intense. Like, people count the pixels.
Fucking Daigo.
Daigo.
Yeah.
Is
Daigo's
it
digging himself
Daigo
a
or
grave.
Dido?
Daigo.
Daigo.
Anyways, Injustice. I have not played the game, but I watched the story mode on YouTube, the quote-unquote movie, with all the
And I
different
didn't
cutscenes.
even do that.
And the story is really interesting because it's kind of like the fight for Supergirl's attention in a way.
Senpai noticed me.
Kind of is.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because part of the game is like, oh, Kal-El's my cousin, and I have to save him from the evil Batman.
So,
and then Bruce goes like, yeah, no, he's a dick.
Your cousin is. a
Well, yeah,
murderer.
there's like straight up a cutscene where it's Batman talking to Supergirl. Just like, he's dead. You're probably proud of that. It's like, no, I'm going to miss him. It's just like, what, really?
yeah.
It's like, I'm going to miss the person he was. Then after Lois died, he kind of became a dick. And then she's like,
kind of.
yeah, I can see him being a dick now.
And then she goes and talks to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I am a dick. It's fun. You want to come try it?"
Yeah, it's like after like they go to the Fortress of Solitude. He's like, yeah, no, I'm a dick. It's like, why are you a dick? I could have
picture-
saved you.
I picture the scene in Rick and Morty where Summer and Rick get on steroids and just go around beating people up. I
To
imagine
the
that's
tune
how it
of
would
X
be.
gonna give it to you.
Yeah, I imagine that's how Cal and Kara just running around beating the shit out of everyone would go.
Yeah. Wait till you get to the Superman ending because it's fucked up. I did not expect it in the slightest.
Jim, also, there is more coffee whenever you want it.
Ooh, thank you.
There's like a little bit left.
So
I just got back from a really, really great rap concert, guys.
yay.
It was awesome.
Yay.
But I would agree that it's actually like a really good crafted fighting game. I suck at fighters.
It's very fluid.
yeah.
Like the fact that they had the whole time of Mortal Kombat X's life to really get the fighting system perfected and then get that over to Injustice 2 made it so much better.
Yeah, like Ed Boon crafts really great games as the director for NetherRealm, and it kind of sucks at the same time that Mortal Kombat really doesn't have that competitive motion as much as like Street Fighter or any of the
Well,
others.
yeah, just because Street Fighter has been in the tournament scene a lot longer. Street Fighter was the one that essentially created cancels in game.
I would just say that Mortal Kombat has just so much bullshit in it
Yeah.
that the game can go anyway.
It's so much slower too. Like even the fast characters just feel heavy.
And that's what I like about Injustice 2 is when you get a fast character, it's a fast character. If you're fighting with a big clunky guy, you're going to notice it and you have to plan for it.
Okay.
And it's one of those games where I'm okay, like not really getting competitive, but I like mastering characters. Like with Green Arrow, in Injustice 1, I spent a solid 4 or 5 hours perfecting combos with him.
Right.
Getting to that point where like, all right, I'm going to hit him. I have about a frame to put this combo in to keep it going.
See, that's too much for me. I could never get that invested.
Well, and they've made it easier to get to that point now because they actually give you like damage totals when you're hitting them. Like,
that's pretty
all right,
cool.
you punch them, that did, like, say, because they give each character a
It's
health
like
value.
Tekken.
So where like one character will have 1100 health,
Right.
And you hit him with a heavy attack. It's like, all right, that did 56 health.
Yeah, I remember
them.
like Tekken 2 did that in like the practice modes.
Yeah, they
and
gave
I
you
always liked
percentages
that.
and
But now, like, this, it seems like Injustice 2 took this planning thing even a step further because, like, there's the gear system now. And, like, I'm being the achievement whore that I am, I'm going for all of them. And there's, like, there's a bunch of really grindy achievements in this, like opening 200 of the basic loot boxes and
Yeah,
50
it's-
gold ones.
So you
or
can pay like
whatever.
$100 for that, right?
You
not
actually
really.
can't buy the loot boxes.
Really?
You can buy source crystals, which you can use to buy skins
Okay.
or
that's
shaders
Yeah.
and skins. That's it. Everything else you have to earn yourself.
That's pretty awesome.
So it's like
that
a
makes
MOBA.
multiplayer a
like,
lot
yeah.
fairer.
Well, and
And-
with multiplayer, you can turn off gear bonuses too.
Yeah, rank
so
match is actually negate
no-
the gear effect.
Yeah,
So you just get to look
There's no
cool while
full
you get
pay to
you
win.
up.
yeah you get to look cool, but your character is base level 1, no additions, no
Yeah.
So
extras.
correct me if I'm wrong, but like with the whole gear system, that changes your combat style, right? There's no more gadget characters. There's no more like fighters or long distance.
There are
Okay.
like Brainiac is a very far away character. Like he is best when you keep your distance, whereas the Flash is purely up in your face punching.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't really have any long range attacks, but he has attacks that can close gaps. The gear system just updates your stats, and then if you have like what they call the epic gear, which is like legendary gear, that can give you bonuses too. Like you can put a piece on where it will give your character like 10.5% extra damage on interactables on the map.
Yeah, or I've even seen some uncommon ones coming in now where it's like, we'll give you an extra 10% XP on the fight if you do it without a level transition.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
But
So it rewards you for being really good.
It either
Yeah.
rewards you for, like, if you want bonuses, you can put that gear on. If you want straight stat buffs, so you can like go into the towers or go into regular multiplayer and be a step up, you can do that. It all depends on what playstyle you want to go with.
but I found it interesting that there are different like loadouts. Like you can preset different combinations of gear, which like I just assumed whatever my most leveled up gear is, I'll keep, and I'll just scrap all the rest. But like even the typical, like, oh, the scene's loading, here's some tips for playing the game.
Yeah.
Like encourage you to like keep different sets of gear for different situations, which wasn't something I thought I was gonna have to plan.
So wait, can you actually like see who you're fighting before you pick what gear and character? Or is it
Yeah,
just
so unless they do like hidden cursor, which is an
Mm-hmm.
option to if you want to keep things a secret,
just all random?
you can see like, all right, I'm gonna go with the Flash. This person's gonna go with Atrocitus, and there are gear out there that will be like 10% bonus damage to heroes or 10% damage to mechanical fighters. So you can set loadouts based on like, all right, if they're playing a hero, I can do this. If they're playing Cyborg, I can do this.
And
That's
also
that's really cool.
And also in the loadouts, there are actually extra ability slots that can sub in stuff. Like I was messing with the Green Lantern, for example. He's got this like back forward A combo where he pulls up a wall. Right?
Okay, like a
Pulls up
defense, like a barrier.
the barrier for like defending against projectiles. I unlocked an extra ability where it's a throwback to an old one he had in Injustice, where he creates a construct of like a jet engine that he carries, and it zooms him forward and like rams people.
Yeah, like when he's flying an actual freaking jet.
Yeah, and it specifies, it says if you select the jet turbine, it will replace the wall. Same combo.
Huh. Okay.
Which I thought was like,
That is
that's
kinda
kind of
interesting.
nice because I don't have to remember a new
Yeah, like a billion
combo.
different combos.
But what if I end up missing the wall? It's
See,
interesting.
the fact that you can like see like, oh, this person's going with this, it kind of makes it interesting as from like if they wanted to turn into like a competitive game, but at the same time, then you run into the risk of like, oh, everybody's just trying to counter each other based off
But
the
yeah,
characters.
I would assume that when they do like if
e-
it ever goes league style, like it'll just be like blind.
It's already slated to be at Evo 2017. So I'm assuming that they're just going
which
to
is the
do
big fighting
Yeah.
game championship every year.
like they're probably just going to do vanilla fighters. Like you can
Oh,
make
yeah,
them look
it's just
however
all
you
skill.
want, but
You just slide a note card over, and then people insert like your customizations, and then when you get on stage, it's like, oh shit,
Like,
I'm
it-
playing against Atrocitus.
it is nice that there is like a tactical element to it.
Right.
Like if you're going through like the towers, the multiverse, you can see like, all right, this is just a pure villains base tower. I'm going to put on my anti-villain setup where I can do like 20% extra damage to them.
That was one of the things I always like from like Mortal Kombat X2. It's like the challenge towers that you just climb it up.
Yeah. And it seems like they took the 3-class system in Mortal Kombat X where you pick a character and then they have like 3 subclasses you can
Right.
pick from, like
Oh,
pick
yeah.
this
Like
one.
Raiden
And
I never
has
understood
the
how those worked,
magic
though.
stuff.
yeah, like, well, there was one where it was like a character called Kung Jin, who was essentially Mortal Kombat Green Arrow. He was an archer who had a staff. You could either have him set up to where he is arrow-based, staff-based, or chakram-based.
Yeah.
And it changes his play style. So if you go arrow-based, you get like trick arrows. You can get a freeze arrow, a shock arrow. Or you can go a staff where you don't get extra arrows, but you get new staff combos that you can use that deal damage.
That's pretty cool. So, the entire game is like you go off against Big Bad. Batman finally is like, okay, Superman, I need you. And then it all leads to the climactic battle between Superman and Batman again. And then depending on what ending is actually canon, the story is going to shift. But like, where do you go from Brainiac? Because again, like at the beginning of the show, I said the end game should be Darkseid for Injustice 3.
Right.
Have the new gods come in.
See, and that's what makes me wonder is what the endings are drastically different.
Oh, definitely.
I have no idea if they made a sequel where I guess they'd
think-
have to just pick one.
Yeah, they would
Yeah,
have
and
to
I
choose
think-
a canonical ending. But
I think the Batman ending is like the quote unquote good ending.
Oh yeah.
But like so minor spoilers for the end of the game. Batman has a gold kryptonite knife. In the world of Injustice, it's supposed to take away Superman's powers. In the world of comics, it's a temporary thing. And Batman may not know that.
Well,
The
yeah,
gold is
it's temporary unless you're exposed too much to it.
Yeah.
Because even as the line of "This is gold kryptonite," too much exposure and you will be powerless. Essentially, like,
So it sounds like
come
an
at me,
overtime
bro,
thing.
if you
cancel
want
too
to.
soon.
Yeah.
So it's just stab him, break the knife inside of his skin, and move on with life. But imagine like for Injustice 3, if you have the New Gods, of course you have Darkseid right now as a DLC character. You get to figure out how he plays, but then you get Orion, Big Barda, the really hairy dude that's Darkseid's son. I can't remember.
Calabac, yep.
Like Granny Goodness, like that
Mr. Miracle,
roster.
Orion.
That roster alone would be so freaking insane.
Did you say Big Barda already?
Yeah.
She's not in the. She hasn't been in any of the games, right?
No.
See, like Darkseid and the New Gods just have a cast of characters their own that would be excellent fighters.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of who
Parademon. He just
who
explodes.
I would want to see as a villain if they did a Justice 3.
Lex Luthor again.
Pretty sure he's dead now in the Injustice
Is he
universe.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. He's dead.
He got
Nightwing's dead, and I had a reminder the other day that somebody else was dead.
Shazam is dead. I know that.
Shazam.
Yeah,
That's it.
Superman
Shazam's
melted
dead.
his brains.
Yeah, he
He got
got.
lobotomized.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
like
God.
it was Superman grabbed him because Shazam's like, "Hey, I don't like this anymore." Superman went cuckoo, grabbed him,
I need to
laser
know-
beams right into the face.
You
And
just need to watch the movie.
like
the quote-unquote
as
movies.
as he's doing it, you don't see Shazam's face, you see the back of his head, and then you see just like two lights slowly appearing at the back of his hood
Ugh.
as it's drilling through his face.
Yeah.
It's pretty brutal.
That
like
is metal.
again, this is like Injustice 2. You kind of like start to humanize and redeem Superman again, and then he throws it all away.
Yeah.
Like he's like, no, the regime is what we
Soiled
need.
it.
Power. We need to kill our
Soiled
villains.
it.
And Batman's like,
no,
why do I have to be the good guy?
every
Clark,
fucking week.
I miss you so much, but you're not Clark anymore.
That was one of my favorite scenes of like them squaring off. It's like, I miss who we were. Me too. Boom!
Oh yeah.
Sucker punch.
And you know, the amount of fanboys that are like, so much Batman, so much Superman. They legitimately tell a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But it's
yeah.
interesting. So here's an interesting. I'm curious your thoughts on this. In a way, it almost seems like Batman's kind of wrong in the beginning, because in the very beginning he keeps talking about how he's like, no, Superman just needs to be put out of commission for a little bit, just to in the prequel.
You know, just
Yeah.
cool
He goes.
off.
He just keeps saying he needs time to recover. But and then in the rest of the game, you know, Superman they say has been in that red sun prison for like years, and he just he's had time. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He's
Nah,
still like
well,
all
it's-
He's ready
about
to fucking
wrecking.
go.
It's the
Yeah.
Superman, or not the Superman. It's, you know, the Batman thing. It's like all of his villains are sick. Like they're mentally ill in some fashion, and he wants to redeem them so much.
He believes
and
he can cure them.
Yeah, he believes he can cure them. He can redeem them, humanize them again, and that's the only thing he wants from Superman. And it's like, you were
Well,
my brother, Clark.
Well, yeah, you got his best friend right there who
Batman had the high ground.
Martha.
who essentially like he wants to fix, but he knows he can't, but he doesn't accept it.
It's kind of like the Jason Todd
Yeah.
thing from
For a while, yeah.
pre-Flashpoint. But it's so interesting that Supergirl is essentially like your point of view character for all those cutscenes, because she is new to Earth in this game.
She's a blank slate.
Yeah, because she got blasted instead of like blasted into the Phantom Zone and then eventually ending up on Earth. It's just launched out into space, and then Black Adam finds her years later.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because she is that blank slate. Like, she has these Kryptonian ideals. She feels attached to Clark, but at the same time, Batman's like, you don't understand. Let me sit you down and let me tell you a story.
Let me explain to you a thing.
Well, like one of the most powerful lines came from the Batman ending, again, pseudo spoilers, when Clark's about to go into the Phantom Zone, and he's like, looks to Clark like, we were family. It's like, we are. I hope you can see that one day. It's like, I don't want to give up on you, but you're kind of fucked in the head right now.
And he's like, I'll come back. The Phantom Zone can't hold me.
Even without powers, it can't hold me in the Phantom Zone. Like, calm down there.
So maybe like Injustice 3, he breaks out of the Phantom Zone thanks to Zod, because Zod was a DLC character in the first game, right?
Yes.
So
He was an asshole because he was pure range.
Yeah.
yep. So Zod comes through. He gets Darkseid to come break him out or something along the lines. Like, again, it's the same way of the DC cinematic universe. Darkseid is the end game.
It
And
always
that's
is.
yeah. Same way that Thanos is the end game for Marvel. Because, you know, Jack Kirby made both of those characters, and inherently Darkseid is so much better. Speaking of Jack Kirby, so it's his 100. It would be his 100th birthday this year.
Wow.
So DC is celebrating Jack Kirby by doing the Commodity Challenge. I think that's just like almost halfway done right now. But they also announced 6 new one-shot comics. We have the Mr. Miracle solo one-shot, and then
nice.
Tom King is doing his 12-issue series. Black Racer, the original. The Newsboy Legion.
Wait, when you say the original, are we talking the guy on skis?
Yeah, kinda.
When I looked up the original Black Racer, and it was a man on skis
Yeah.
with ski poles.
It's the new god, Black Racer. The Newsboy Legion, Darkseid, Orion, and Manhunter. So all these characters, again, it's kind of that thing. It's like without Jack Kirby, comics would not be what they are today. Like the Fourth World stuff he did with DC, all of the Asgardian stuff that he did with the Marvel Universe, the Fantastic Four, all of that. It's a pretty big deal to celebrate Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
And it's weird because DC's doing all these things for him this year, and then Marvel has made no mention about celebrating Jack Kirby
Because
other
they're
than like
too busy running around on fire.
they have his art featured in Ragnarok, but that's pretty much it. But it's like I'm really excited. There's been no creative teams announced for this, but I love Orion, and I'm interested to see like what a new incarnation of the Newsboy Legion would be like in this modern day. And of course, Darkseid. What the fuck is Darkseid doing right now other than being a baby? Darkseid War
I
spoilers.
really hope Grail comes back in Doomsday Clock or something.
Yeah. And then Manhunter. Like,
Grail was such a cool idea, and she was a really good villain.
and it looks like the Mr. Miracle series takes place in like Vietnam, because the cover of that is just like these guys walking through a jungle with Mr. Miracle flying in the background.
Huh.
It's really interesting. And like all of the covers, I think, were done by Chris Burnham, Bruce Timm, Bill Shinqueezy, Howard Shakin, and then Shane Davis. So it's like, if you're gonna create promotional art and covers,
There you go.
those are your guys to do this. So I'm curious to see what writers are going to be attached to it. Like if Tom King's going to write the Mr. Miracle one shot, that'll eventually lead into his miniseries or something along the lines.
That's what I was thinking too. This would be a perfect like teaser for his solo series. Is like, hey, this is what I have in mind for this story. Go check this out while we celebrate Jack Kirby's creation of these
Good
characters.
timing for a nice lead-in. Yeah.
Yeah. And so going on and talking about different things, Zach has exciting news for him.
Oh yeah, the Witcher novels are going to be adapted
And
into a
me.
Netflix TV series.
And you too, Steve.
Ooh.
You didn't dive as hard as Zach did, though.
Yeah, I did at the beginning.
Yeah.
When that game first came out, I put so much time into it. Like most of my time registered on Xbox was within the first month that the game came out.
Put 150 hours into one playthrough.
I think I'm sitting at 101 playthrough, and that's no DLC.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's about what I was at. So, Netflix is developing an English-based drama series based on Andrzej, I'm going to butcher this Polish name, Andrzej, I cannot say.
What's the first initial?
It's like Andrew. There, Steve has it.
Andrzej
Sapkowski.
Mr. S.
Sapkowski.
The guy who is very bitter at the whole, the games aren't getting me, or making my book sales worse. Like, no, dude, they're probably not. It's probably helping you. But the series is going to be based around the actual novels and short story collections that he has, which the games are pretty much all the creators of the game, CD Projekt Red, are huge nerds of the book, like, and the lore and the world. So they're very close and very similar to like how the books portrayed the characters. Mm-hmm. So I mean, they're both faithful adaptations. Trying to see everything else on the
writer for
Polygon
the games is going to be directing one episode.
Yeah, so the CGI director who did the intro scene for Witcher 3, which is a gorgeous intro scene, is going to be doing one of the episodes. And the writer of the books, Sapkowski, is directly involved in the creation of the series.
Can I pitch Tom Hardy as the role of Geralt?
Of Geralt.
I
Geralt.
don't know how I'd be as a Geralt.
I don't know. Geralt has such an interesting personality.
Tom Hardy seems a little too stocky for me for a Geralt.
Yeah,
you need someone who's big, lean, but also muscular at the same time. Tom Hardy seems just kind of too.
I mean, we saw Tom Hardy in like Mad Max. He was pretty lean down.
Yeah, that was
but
wasn't bad.
I don't know. It just I don't think he could pull off the demeanor of
Yeah, because Geralt. The whole point of The Witcher is when they go through the whole process of becoming like the actual Witchers, is it kind of strips them of a lot of emotion.
So
that's
Tom Hardy.
that's kind of why he's like kind of deadpan, but he still has like he's very sarcastic in the way he
Okay.
speaks a lot of the time.
He has emotions. It's just hard for him to convene them because of the process.
Okay, so yeah, like, well, that was my phone.
Nice.
Like a Tom Hardy from like Mad Maxian's point of view, or maybe like freaking Wolverine, Hugh Jackman.
But I mean, this has a lot of potential to be like a very Game of Thrones kind of Monster of the Week style thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be curious to see like what overarching storyline they would run with
Well,
for that.
and again, a lot does depend on who they cast for Geralt.
Yeah, and if it's
a
going to
lot
be like
hinges on that if he's going to be the main focus.
and
of
if it's going to be like a direct adaptation of the books, or if it's going to be based on the stories in the books.
Right.
Do you have a preference for one of the
For the actor, I have no idea
no,
really.
for like whether it's going to be based.
Do you want like a direct adaptation or a loose adaptation?
I would prefer
Yeah.
I would prefer a new story, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I would prefer a loose adaptation. Like take some elements, but then
Yeah.
craft a new story around it.
Yeah.
Because
kinda-
everything else has been kind of retold.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily want a TV show based on the book that went to make the video game. Because I've already
Yeah.
seen the video game.
or maybe
I want to see something
even
new.
then, like a prequel to the first book with him. Like,
Well, there's already
Really-
prequels for that.
fuck me then.
Yeah, there's the first book that Steve was holding. I started reading, is a collection of short stories that's a prelude to the first actual like
The first book called The Last
storyline.
Wish. That's confusing as fuck.
Yeah. And then there's
Introducing
two shorts. There's actually 3 collections of short stories. The last one's supposed to come out this year in English.
Okay.
And then there's 5 actual like story novels that have like or a continuous storyline. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. It's like they need to nail Geralt's character, and for me, they really need to nail Yennefer and Ciri, because those are 2 huge characters for Geralt to interact with.
Tristan Ciri.
Yes,
Well,
I
if he
know.
just
I love
carries
Tristan.
around an
Tris for
iPhone.
life, yeah.
But Yennefer and Ciri are the 2 that are very much like directly within Geralt's story.
Love that Tris.
No, I like Triss too. I like Triss a
Yennefer
lot.
can be there as a supporting character, but
In terms of like what the storyline is, because
Yeah.
I don't think Triss
well,
plays a big role. in
if they
the
go
books.
straight Witcher 3. If they
I
go,
don't think they're going to. It's gonna be.
Well, I mean, like if that's the storyline they choose to start with. If they go from the very beginning, then it's a toss up between Yen and Triss.
yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see what actually gets
I
cast.
have no preference.
Gets cast and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like someone like super stoic, meaty face, kind of. That's most of the time.
Like, the only person I imagine in the role right now, only because he dressed up as it for Halloween, is Matt Mercer. Because on
Ooh,
Critical Role,
that'd be
he
kinda cool.
he did a full on Geralt costume that he made himself, handmade the chainmail and all that, and it's like, I could see you playing the role.
How do you hand make chainmail?
You weave it.
You link the chains.
Yeah, you actually weave chainmail. Like, it's you get the links, and then you slowly just connect them. And
Oh, fuck that
yeah,
shit.
like weaving chainmail is a very arduous process, and they weave all the chainmail on Lord of the Rings, hand weave.
Yeah.
Something
Weta Workshop,
Something
man.
that's gonna be very like another thing to Geralt's character that they need to get right is his morality. Like yes, his whole role is he's a monster hunter for hire to protect humans, but he doesn't just straight outright kill the monsters. He tries to understand the whole situation. I pitched the game to you. I'm like, this is like medieval Batman.
Yes.
Because he's a detective. He tries to understand all the details of like what
It's
happened
like
in the
Harry
murder.
Potter,
Like
and
when you're-
Fantastic Beasts.
When you're
I'm kidding.
doing a hunt, you don't just be like, all right, I saw the monster over there, so you go and look around until you find the monster. It's go to the spot of where they killed this person. All right, I see claw marks here, footprints here. Based on that, I know it's this monster. I know this monster hangs out in this region, so I can follow the blood trail based on enhanced senses and find where the monster is.
Or it's
Okay.
like just a monster that just wants to live in peace. Because there's a lot of the monsters in the game and in the books are sentient.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to understand, like, all right, why are you doing this? Are you just purely evil and I
Yeah.
need to take you out? Or is there something more? Are the people of the village lying to me and they're trying to murder you? Because that isn't right either.
Okay.
It's very interesting. Like, he has this really
Yeah.
interesting moral code to where he protects humans when they have not done any wrong.
Huh. I like it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's just such a well-crafted series as a whole, and the characterization's great.
I'd also be interested to see a story not necessarily based solely on Geralt, but maybe
I
like
want a series story.
the other schools too, like the school of the cat, the school of the bear. See what their Witcher training is like, what
Right.
their process is.
That'd be a cool place to start too. Maybe like have like he's on a mountain or like a hill or something overlooking something, and it has like a flashback, and it's a training montage of all like him learning different things. That'd be kind of cool as well.
Yeah.
And it'd be awesome to see like a Ciri, like her being the lead in some episodes as well, because she's my favorite. I love Ciri so much. She's so sassy, but she's just such a cool character.
Maybe in the Netflix series we'll get the weird relationship with Ciri and Geralt.
Please, God, no. No, Geralt is like a father to her. I do not want that romance.
You mean you don't want
Get out of here, Bruce Timm.
Aaron
No.
calling Geralt daddy?
No, no, no. That was Zenyatta, too.
Well, yeah, but this will be Daddy Geralt.
Oh, God. Please, no. No, 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 no. No.
Well, our segue master's in the bathroom right now.
Hang on. Let me get. So let's see. So speaking of fathers to series, James Gunn has talks about the Guardians' role in Infinity War.
Yep, they are going to be supporting characters.
Yep,
They're not
just
going to
gonna
be
there.
like the main attraction. They're just going to be kind of off to the side.
Which of course they are, because it's probably going to be Iron Man, because Robert Downey Jr. is literally probably half the budget for the fucking
Robert
movie.
Downey Jr. is the MCU right now. Half of
So-
it wouldn't exist if it wasn't for him.
So
Yeah.
in a weird way, when I hear that supporting character thing, I think like Ant-Man in Civil War.
Yeah,
Kind
kind
of,
of.
yeah.
Yeah,
or
that's
would
what
you
I
think
imagine.
they'll be more frequent than that?
Black Widow in any of the Avenger movies.
I don't think they'll be more frequent than that.
Okay.
I think they'll be there for the big battle, maybe leading up to it, and then that's about it.
Yeah, you just see the Milano flying down, just starting shooting at.
The
Like,
things.
hey,
Milano
guys,
flying
we're here.
down, playing classic 70s music.
Well, at the end of the movie, Peter Quill got 300 more songs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did
yeah.
get a Zune.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, we bought a Zune.
Just the Milano slowly flying down. I'll hear quiet in the background.
It is the Milano,
Ooh, good
right?
shot. Yeah, it's because it was
Okay.
named after Alyssa Milano.
Okay, I was thinking like the cookie the entire time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm fucking this
I
up.
thought it was like that was the first thing I thought of when they was like, yeah, this is the Milano, like the cookie, like the Pepperidge Farm cookie, and then later it was, I think it was like behind the scenes stuff is Peter Quill named the ship after his favorite or his crush, his actress crush back on Earth, which was
Okay.
Alyssa Milano.
Have you seen the movie yet?
Nope.
So there's
Time to get on it.
James Gunn is such a tool. Not even a tool, he's a troll. There's a character death in Guardians 2, and they had that character appear at Avengers sets in full makeup and
What
costume
the fuck?
as to not spoil the fact that this character was going to die during Guardians.
Wow.
Like, he went
That's such
hard.
hardcore dedication.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how much do you have to pay the actors? Like, hey, we
Well-
gotta put you in makeup again.
I don't want to spoil it, but like, he's really good friends with this actor.
It is
And like,
it is such a powerful scene too that you're like, why the fuck would he have him show up to set?
yeah, it's like this character death, like, he's such good friends with the person in real life that he almost did not return for Guardians 3 just because that character meant so much to him on an
Wait, you just
emotional
said
level.
he died.
Huh?
You just said he died.
The character.
James Gunn almost didn't come back
no.
for 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
James Gunn as director did not come back for Guardians
You
3.
kind of left that
Sorry.
as
Yeah, I was
open
like,
to
wait,
interpreters.
who's
Like,
not coming
yeah, he
back?
didn't come
What?
back because this person's like, wait, who, the character or
Yeah,
James
so he
Gunn?
almost didn't want to come back to direct because of the character death, and then realized it's like, oh, well, I'm I need to do this.
This is
for
mine.
the sake of the characters. And he's actually executive producer on Avengers 3 too. So it's like he plays a large role setting up the cinematic universe now.
James Gunn or Carrot
James
Ritter?
Gunn.
Okay.
So, maybe eventually we're going to see true to form Guardians, like Captain Marvel's with the Guardians. Iron Man might go with the Guardians at some point.
That'd be cool.
Get his Guardian suit.
Yeah. Angela might show
You think
up.
are we too far past an actual Annihilation story?
We're way too far past.
Okay.
Because until they do a legitimate Nova Corps, because Guardians 2 takes place like a couple of months after the first one, timeline wise. Like, we need a true to form Nova Corps. We need Richard Rider. We might. I don't want to spoil anything for you. But the Annihilation in and of itself is a Thanos story, and if they're setting up Thanos to be the villain for Avengers, we're way too far gone. Because, Thanos destroys all these planets because he wants to impress Death.
Right.
Literally half the universe because he wants to get in Death's pants.
And it's really cool, too, because even in at the Guardians of the Galaxy credits, you see a tribute for Dan Abnett and then Andy Lanning.
Yeah.
Because
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
And then, weirdly, Jeff Goldblum's in the credits.
What?
I think he was supposed to be an end credit scene, but they cut it. So as they're going through, you see like
It's too
bubbles
late.
with characters that were in the movie, and you just see Jeff Goldblum as the Grand Master.
Yeah, like slowly setting up things. Because I think that there were like 2 other scenes that were cut from the end credits. And James Gunn is smart because those 5 end credit scenes have like no story significance except for maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, there was one that you're like, all right, I see what you're doing. The rest were like purely, we know we just hurt you, so here's some comedy.
Yeah, but everything is like, oh, go stay for the credits and look at all these people who worked so hard. Like, I stay for the credits anyways.
Yeah.
Because I really want to know who did like a lot of the lighting or CGI or whatnot. I'm like, oh, it's a Georgia Peach thing again. So that's cool because they did a lot of the CGI work on all the Marvel films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that movie. Had 0 to feels and no time flat.
I found my Zune after the movie.
God.
Feels in 60
Does
seconds.
it turn on?
It does turn on. It's just the battery's terrible.
Need for feels. The feels and the furious.
What happens if you try to plug that in to your computer now? What is it even registered as?
It'll open Xbox Music.
One person.
really? Oh, wow.
One person at the Zune headquarters, and they're like, "It's happened!
Someone's
It's finally
using
happened!
Well, it's like
We're back, boys!"
The
Oh, yeah, plugged
Zune
it.
support is gone, and it's just turned into Xbox Music and video support.
Yeah, 'cause I remember on 360 when Xbox Music was Zune.
Yeah. I don't even know if I can get like the Zune, like the old Zune skin program anymore.
Probably not.
It's like Winamp.
Yeah.
Just gone forever. Fond memories.
Rip.
As we go on.
Did you download like the really cool Winamp skin that looked like a giant splatter mark?
No.
I never had a Zune. I was an iPod
No,
kid.
Winamp was a desktop music player.
No.
Yeah. Oh.
Jim, can you do me a solid and get me more coffee?
Yeah, totally.
So the only reason I had Tom Hardy on my mind the entire time was that he was cast as Eddie Brock Venom, or at least he's been cast as Venom. We don't know if it's Eddie Brock or
It is Eddie Brock.
okay, it is Eddie Brock.
In the article that Joe sent us in our chat, it does confirm that it is Eddie Brock.
Okay, and I couldn't be happier because Tom Hardy, like, granted, Bane and freaking Mad Max were such. Just don't, please. Just don't do it. Jim's trying to figure out what lights go where. But
see, I was born in the darkness.
Tom Hardy has such an amazing like cast, like set of roles.
Repertoire.
Like in Inception, he played like that really hot dude that was super suave, and then he goes to Bane and like beefs up 10 times.
Jim, what are you struggling over there? What are you trying to do? Oh, yeah, just it's like any other coffee pot. Just open up and fill the water in.
Yeah, I was going to eat new grounds.
Oh, grounds are in that cabinet then.
This week, Z2 makes coffee.
Well, for the Bane role, Tom Hardy actually
shelf, yeah.
permanently damaged his body.
Red bag.
Getting in
Yes.
shape for it.
Yeah.
Like to go from the shape he was before Bane to that beefed up put a strain on his body, and he has permanently damaged some muscles.
Yeah, it's
From
kind of
getting
like
to
how
that level.
Christian Bale goes from like 100 pounds to 200.
And then
He went from Bruce Wayne to
American
The-
Psycho.
well, no, he went from American Psycho to Bruce Wayne to the Machinist, back to Bruce Wayne, all in a matter of like 6 months of each other.
and
Yeah, so we got
Zach
a phone
is
call
on
from mom, someone making
Steve-
coffee.
it's just a grand old time. Sorry. Awkward
Dead
silence.
air, dead air.
But one of the major big bummers we were talking about in our group chat was that this may not have any tie to any of the Marvel Cinematic stuff. So we'll never see Peter Parker throw down with Venom.
I think we will eventually. I think this is Sony trying to capitalize on the Spider-Man Homecoming hype.
Yeah.
They're like, we need to get our own Spider-Man themed movie out there.
We gotta retain
Like-
the rights.
And then once they see it's like, all right, this is all right, but Spider-Man Homecoming did great. How about we team up again, Marvel?
Yeah, like Kevin
Hey,
Feige or
buddy.
Feige just says he wants all of the Marvel characters back at Disney. And then like
I would love Fantastic Four to come back to just
but that's
Marvel.
Fox.
Well, yeah, I want them to.
Yeah.
Fox is just
Come
being
back to the
dicks about it
universe.
because they don't. We know they probably don't give a shit about.
Well, yeah,
it.
They
just-
love
they-
they're sucking the dick of Deadpool right now.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
it's
but
like Fantastic
Fan-
Four.
Fantastic
Ha,
Four,
what's
they
that?
hold the license until it's about to
Yeah, but then they make a
expire,
shitty
and then they're
movie
like,
again.
shit, throw something together. Fan Four stick.
Yeah. But for Venom, like, so they're going to do the Black Cat, Silver Sable movie. And I expect that to be like nothing other than like a heist film.
It
But if
better
they
be.
do
That's what
Venom,
frickin' Black
they
Cat
better,
does all the time.
Venom would be so much better if they made Life its prequel movie.
The secret.
I kept
prequel.
talking about this like to our friend Joe. I'm like, dude, Life was the perfect Venom setup movie. Like they used some footage from Spider-Man 3.
Still on, Jim.
It's a little warm.
And
Still gonna be a little
Probably
warm.
yeah. It's still gonna steam, but
Venom was like, or Life was like the nihilistic alien movie I've always wanted.
nothing matters. You're all dead.
Nothing.
We need to watch it, Zach. Like, it's not even jump scary. It's just like
Psychological.
there's no hope in this film. You can't do anything to make things right.
What's here's something that's funny. Speaking of like alien-esque movies, everyone's like, a lot of people are starting to see Alien Covenant. They're like, Prometheus wasn't all that bad now.
Yeah,
I've heard
I've heard
not
mixed reviews about Covenant.
True to form, Covenant is a sequel to Prometheus,
Yeah,
but it only makes Prometheus better.
yeah. That's what I've heard is like it's okay, but it's not great.
The alien scenes are fucking awesome, but like the near hour build up to them landing on the planet.
Yeah,
kinda
that sounds like it's like, oh, okay. So it's not even like a slow burn. It's like, yeah, we don't have a lot of money.
Well, trust me, I know slow burn. Like I saw Arrival, and at a few points in
Arrival
that
is a
movie,
slow burn.
I was looking at my watch. I'm like, oh god, and then it just nailed the landing so well. But
That's
like,
fascinating to hear because my parents hated Arrival.
Really?
They hated it because
Well,
it was so slow.
I came at it from the English major standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, I told Zach, I'm like, Kayla and I love this movie. You might like it.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
No, because I knew there was gonna be some sort of twist. I'm like, all right, what's gonna be all this build up? There's got to be some reason they're doing all of this.
It's on my list to watch, but from you guys, I hear I love it. From my parents, I hear I hate
It's-
it, and I get mixed reviews everywhere else.
It's so much. I will not watch it again. The one
because
time in the theater,
you know exactly what's gonna happen.
the only time I would watch is if I just saw the director's commentary, because the payoff doesn't work a second time.
That's honestly how I kind of, as weird as it sounds, to compare that to Power Rangers. I don't think I'm ever going to see it again because I don't think I could ever have that lightning in a bottle moment. I
Well,
had.
we're buying the Blu-ray to hopefully get a sequel because
Because
they
the
are
sequel
not
is in
doing
jeopardy
well.
right now.
Yeah, the Chinese opening did not do well.
Ooh.
It still needs to open in Japan. So the Japan Super Sentai hype
that-
might
that-
do
Yeah,
well.
I think the Sentai hype will push it over, but I'm not banking on it. And at the same time, I don't know if I want a sequel. Because again, I don't know if I'll have that magic moment again.
But wouldn't you like just like nerdgasm once Lord Zed shows up?
Yeah, Lord Zed and Tommy or Tammy.
Jim, you saw Power Rangers with us too.
Yeah.
Would you want a sequel from that?
I would feel more.
I'm talking Mike, not sideways.
I would feel more complete, I think, if they did pull Tommy Tammy in there.
The Green with Envy
Like,
story.
Just
Yeah.
like, because I wouldn't have a problem with watching that movie again, you know. But then every time I would see that scene and be like, "Oh, it could have been."
Yeah.
Sure, let's give it a shot.
So I'll probably watch it again. I know I'm going to watch it again. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know if I'll ever have that magic moment again. Like when the Zords are going across the plains and I had a full-on nerdgasm and I was just sitting in there being a little giddy girl in my chair. I don't know if I'll ever have that moment again.
Yeah,
Which makes me
it's
sad.
really hard. And speaking of magical moments, though, Wonder Woman has been getting such overwhelming positive reviews. Like
This could be it.
Tina Guo.
This could be the DC savior.
There's been like there was because they started doing like reviews press screenings earlier this month, and they finally lifted the embargo on social media for obviously not spoiler commentary, and I have yet to see anything negative so far.
Dude.
The most important review for me was they invite creators to the movie. So like people that had a significant impact on the stories of Wonder Woman. Greg Rucka went. And this was what sealed the deal for me completely. So I finally feel like I can say that yes, Gal Gadot and Patty Jenks, their Twitter handles, and co stuck the landing on the Wonder Woman movie. # Team Diana for the win. Everyone, and then someone replies, the fact that it has your seal of approval means so much. Rucker replied to them, everyone will have their own opinion. I can only speak personally that I left thinking that's Diana. And like that just nailed it for me.
That's like, I need to go see this movie now.
And a lot of the things, or like a lot of worry that people had is like, how is the chemistry between Chris Pine and Gal Gadot gonna be? And a lot of people have been saying that it's
Steve Trevor
they
on the
have
screen.
great chemistry together.
Yeah.
Like Steve Trevor is he's the realist, but he's also pretty witty and he brings a lot of humor. You have Etta Candy there the whole time, who's supposed to be comic relief as well.
And I can't wait for her to go to the United States and she meets Chris Pine's grandson and it's just Steve Trevor again. It'll be perfect.
Yeah. But I mean, it's so far. It's just like your fingers are crossed. It's like, did they do it? Did they fucking do it
The
finally?
only thing I'm really hoping for, and I don't know if they're going to do it, no one's mentioned it so far, is if they have a Linda Carter cameo.
I don't think they do.
That would be fantastic if they did.
If they do, they've been keeping it under wraps this whole
Or
time.
it'd be like in Batman versus Superman, where like the street corners are named after creators like Finger Street and Kane Street.
Because like that is the one thing like I feel like would make it perfect is if they have that call out to here's the first ever live action Wonder Woman, the first person who brought a woman superhero to television into the homes of everyone and eventually led to this movie.
Dude, I was watching Sky High and
You got Principal Powers, Linda Carter.
she's Linda Carter, and then one of my students is like, that the dad is the bad guy from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm like, holy shit, that is Kurt Russell.
Yep. They got Kurt Russell. They have
Bruce Campbell.
Oh God, who else?
Like that movie has so many like nerd
Like
call outs.
When I was looking through it, I'm like, son of a bitch, that's Kurt Russell. Oh my God, that's Linda Carter.
Someone's like,
Bruce Campbell.
that redhead girl's on The Flash. I'm like, oh yeah, that is Danielle Panabaker.
Yep.
She's so
She
young.
was a Disney star.
But yeah, I just have so much hype
I'm
for
so
Wonder
excited.
Woman. It's
2
the-
weeks.
It's
2
the same
weeks.
kind of hype that I had. Like, granted, Batman vs Superman was just a good movie, but I left that movie thinking Ben Affleck is Batman.
Yeah, like that is what. So like, I was kind of hesitant on the. I don't know how I feel about Ben
How much
Affleck as
coffee did you make,
Bruce
Jim?
Wayne or Batman, but
He's the perfect.
yeah,
Seriously, how
like,
much did you
he
put
is-
in there?
Like George Clooney was a good
Anyways.
comedic style Bruce Wayne. Val Kilmer was a decent Bruce Wayne, a pretty good Batman. Christian Bale, good Bruce Wayne. all right, Batman.
When he's not speaking.
When he's not speaking, perfect Batman. But Ben Affleck just seemed to be like the whole package, and like that's what I'm hoping I get from this movie too. Is I kind of like, yep, Justice League, here we go.
And in the same vein, we got our first look of Amber Heard as Mara this week. We have two different things. Like, it's the same shot, but the lighting's different on both shots. The first picture James Wan put was like her super freaking gorgeous. Like, it's the green suit, it's the Aquaman symbol on her belt, the scales. I'm like, that's fucking Mara. Like, holy shit.
Like, she just popped out of the water. Her hair is all drenched. This is like,
and then on
Mara.
the same shot with the different lighting, it's her in like a more pasteurized photo, but it's still green. And I'm like, that's still Mara. Like, even with Khal Drogo. What's his name?
That's what I was saying. How much did you fucking make?
Jason Momoa.
Jason
wanted
Momoa.
to make sure I
like,
got you
I've
enough.
still been like
I just wanted
mildly
like a
hesitant.
couple, like one more cup.
You wanted a whole pot, right?
Jesus Christ!
This week on the C2 podcast, we watch a coffee pot too.
I die from a caffeine
That's what they mean.
overdose.
That's what they mean by doing pot, right? That you just make a lot of coffee.
Yes, sure.
Jason Momoa.
Can I
like,
do one pot, please?
Jason Momoa really still kind of almost doesn't sell me as an Arthur Curry Aquaman. Like, it's going to be its own thing.
Yeah.
I get more of Hook Hand
Like,
Aquaman.
I
Yeah.
think this is going to be an Arthur Curry that we've never seen before. And
Yeah,
I'm
it's
okay
going to be
with
AJ
that.
Curry, the reincarnation of Arthur. What's your name, AJ? Khal Drogo. Watch me throw this tomahawk.
My son will be the stallion that bounced the world.
Yeah, it's kind of like, even then, like, Stephen Amell right now is the only person I can imagine playing Green Arrow. Manu Bennett's like the only person I can imagine playing Deathstroke right
Which
now.
we get Manu Bennett this week.
Yeah.
Still sad that they just kind of threw that out there. Like, if they kept that a secret, that would have been super cool.
Blame Stephen Amell.
Yeah, and
I
Manu Bennett,
also blame the CW for being like, all right, preview for the season finale of Arrow, Manu Bennett. Like,
yeah,
all
so
right,
Stephen
just right
Amell
in
threw
your
that
face.
out like a month ago, and Manu Bennett's like, yeah, I have no idea what you're talking
Yeah, it's
about.
like,
I'm not
I'm
an
not-
Arrow. I signed an NDA. I can't say anything.
I don't think it was an ND. I think he wanted to more keep it a secret. And then Stephen Amell's like, fuck that. We got Manu Bennett back. Like,
I
son of a
think
bitch.
I'm the star. I can say what I want about the show.
It's such a cop out too. Like, they finally revealed how he got back to Lian Yu at the end of the 5th year, and then fucking Talia al Ghul gives him the ugly wig from season 1. And it's like, they need to think you've been on the island the entire time. What the fuck? And I'm like, what the fuck? And she like bribes the fishermen to go find him on Lian Yu. Like, what the fuck, Arrow?
Like,
You've
it-
just gone full Arrow again.
You went full season 4. We thought we were past this.
It's been a great season. I love the fucking the Russian mobsters.
The Bratva.
The Bravda. I almost called them the Bolshevik, but that's the actual Russians.
Yeah, no, Bratva.
What
I'm
about the
still
proletariat?
curious to see if they turn Anatoly into the KG Beast.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
waiting.
that'd be kind of cool.
Also, other good news. First trailer for Black Lightning. It is confirmed not to be part of the CW Arrowverse right now.
But to be
Specifically?
fair, yeah, Supergirl wasn't part of the Arrowverse either
I would
until they made it.
rather see Black Lightning take place in the Supergirl world, on her planet, so they could do team ups on their own, kind of like how Ollie and Barry go dick around with each
Yeah.
other.
I could see it too because the 100, the people he's fighting, are a Metropolis-based gang.
Right.
So they could easily have it like Superman comes in and be like, yeah, there's this gang called the 100 and some dude fighting them with lightning powers. I'm just going to stay out of it.
Unlimited power.
No.
am the Senate.
It is you who has lost.
But the suit looks fucking awesome.
It does.
Like, I didn't necessarily dig the whole armory look up until I saw it moving. Like, I'm so used to Black Lightning with the spandex, and Jim's carrying both cups of coffee very carefully.
Easy.
Don't burn yourself, Jim, please. I don't want to have
Jesus
that guilt on my
Christ.
conscience.
Just set it down. Just set it down. Figure it out.
Just put it down.
Next
back
to
away.
the computer and soundboard. Oh, that coffee smells good. I'm good.
You sure?
I want Zach to drink it all. Oh no! You just put it in an ice cube tray, and then when you
Yeah.
have iced coffee in the morning, You have the coffee ice cubes.
Yeah, if you want to cool it down real quick, you just toss a coffee cube in, doesn't water it down. You just get more coffee flavor.
The entire time Jim had the light on to make the coffee.
Our narration on coffee making.
But yeah,
great.
Black Lightning is gonna be cool. 5 CW superhero shows.
I'm telling you, CW is going to rule the universe with its superhero shows.
I don't know. Legion by far has been the best superhero show other than like the first season of Flash.
But what about season 2 of Arrow?
I would put Legion above
good.
that. It would go Preacher, Legion, season 2 of Arrow.
Preacher's not a superhero show. It's just a comic book show.
We could.
It's a dude who has the spawn of an angel and a devil in him. It's kind of a superhero, right? And then you have Cassidy the vampire.
He's got Constantine inside of him.
No, he has Genesis. Genesis.
Doesn't have the Spectre though.
That's true. Oh God, I'm so nervous. That's the next one. Thank you, Jen. But yeah,
But speaking of X-Men,
what?
there's the first trailer of the Gifted X-Men show.
Ooh, I have no idea who's gonna be in that show. I haven't been paying attention.
I can't. There's no
Don't either.
big names attached to it. It looks like from the trailer. It just looks. I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of, because essentially a brother
Is it
and
that
sister.
movie with Chris Evans and the girl that's like super smart? That movie's also called The Gifted.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's showing right now at Arapahoe Crossing. If we want to go,
Let's go.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it looks just like kind of like The Fugitive meets X-Men. It's them on the run from.
So the Runaways.
No, because the parents are cool with it.
Yeah, the
Parents
series
aren't dicks.
stars Stephen Moyer and Amy Acker as ordinary parents who take their family on the run after they discover their children's mutant abilities. Stephen Moyer is playing a district attorney. Amy Acker is playing a mother struggling with her split from Reed. The characters in the show, we have Eclipse, we have Blink, who will show no relation with the X-Men Days of Future Past character Blink, Polaris, Thunderbird, and yeah. So,
Neat.
and Stan Lee makes a cameo.
Because he
course.
has to.
It's actually in his contract.
Is he actually going to be a cameo, or is it going to be like Netflix Marvel shows where he's a picture in the background?
I don't know.
Where it's like, Jessica Jones. Yeah, there's Stan Lee in a blurry picture in the background of the police department.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the characters in this, like, as the X-Men. But it makes me wonder, it's like, is this going to coincide with the rest of the X-Men universe? Because, I mean, we kind of did see Quicksilver and his little sister in Days of Future Past. And his sister is
he's it.
Polaris. So, yeah. I don't know. Again,
Only
but
time
FX,
will tell.
FX has done such an amazing job with like its property.
This one is Fox, though. Fox specifically.
Is it Fox?
Well, Fox did Legion,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that's
FX
what I
did
mean.
Legion.
which is still under Fox.
Well, yeah, but the tones based on channel are completely different. Like Fox, it's probably going to be more drama based instead of
Fox is the CW of W.
Fox is just straight up like, here's the story, whatever the fuck happens. Fox is like, here's the story, but with a nice blanket of drama.
Yeah, it's kind of like AMC and Warner.
Because like in the trailer, they like made a big point of it, like the father's a district attorney who prosecutes mutants, but his children are mutants down there on the run.
What are they gonna do?
Whoa, shenanigans.
Okay.
I think I'm becoming really jaded with like these unoriginal plot lines. It's like, all right, we've fucking seen this before like 4 times. Can we get something new, please?
like Jordan Peele doing a HBO horror
Yes,
drama series.
exactly like that.
Is it gonna start white people as the villain again? I don't think I can handle
He's
that.
got to pick a different social anxiety this
Those
time.
damn white people.
No, I think this is there was actually like a specific thing of what
so
it's gonna be.
HBO has handed out a straight-to-series order for Lovecraft Country, a drama series from the Get Out writer-director, based on the 2016 novel of the same name by Matt Ruff. The hour-long show will be written by Underground executive producer and writer Misha Green, who will serve as the showrunner. The drama, described as an anthological horror series that reclaims genre storytelling from the African American perspective. Hails from Peele's Monkey Paw Productions, as well as Bad Robot Productions and Warner Brothers Television.
So Abrams is getting involved on this too?
Yeah.
Yep.
Peele and Green will executive produce alongside Bad Robot's J.J. Abrams and Ben Stevenson. Lovecraft Country follows 25-year-old Atticus Black, who joins up with his childhood friend Lydia and his uncle
think it's
George
Lydia.
to embark on a road trip across the 1950s Jim Crow America to find his missing father. The journey sets off their fight to survive and overcome both racist terrors of white America and malevolent
So you
spirits.
are
So
right.
white people.
yes,
It is
white
good. It is
people
Get Out, the
is
TV
bad
show.
guy again.
Goddamn white people.
But damn it, Jim.
Everyone's been having fun with that new Amazon show title.
Jim has he's looking at his notes and there's a I love Dick ad on his phone.
Don't we all, Jim? Don't we all?
I got The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu on my phone.
Well, let me see what
I got Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt season 3.
Need to watch that.
Can't wait. But I find it really interesting that it's going to combine Lovecraft with social anxiety.
Ooh, I got both I
I
Love
don't know
Dick
if it's
and
actu-
Handmaid's Tale.
I don't know if it's
Ooh.
actually about Lovecraft or not. I don't know what the book's about, so I don't know if it's
if
like
Cthulhu
just-
does not show up to kill the white people, I'm gonna be upset.
they missed a brilliant
Or
opportunity.
if the white people don't enslave Cthulhu for their own gains.
Oh,
Gonna
dude,
be
white
upset.
people freaking out. No, white people's cult Cthulhu. It's going to be great.
that praise Cthulhu. That's what the KKK actually is.
Hang on.
Ku Klux Cthulhu Klan. The quad K. The quad K. Ku Klux
KKK.
Cthulhu Klan.
Lovecraft Country. Apparently it's a genre. Like, combining
Really?
real and fictitious locations used by H.P. Lovecraft in many of his weird stories,
Huh,
later
okay.
elaborated by other writers working in the Cthulhu mythos. So,
It sounds cool. I mean, he's proven that he can do horror and do it well and
Yeah.
drama. So this is like, all right, this is the perfect space for you to get that show too on HBO where you can do whatever you want.
okay. So, Boing Boing, it's a review site. Carrie Doctorow described the characters as actor protagonists with lives, dignity, and indomitable spirit, and observed that because of their constant experiences with harassment, violence, expropriation, and the legacy of slavery, they don't need elder gods to experience horror. That sounds fucking metal.
It sounds really
Yeah.
entertaining.
I got from that white people be fucking shit up.
Once again.
And as a white
Tor-
person, I agree.
Yeah.
Alex
I've
Brown
done some shit.
judged that the book thoroughly and effectively marries race and horror and called it as a tense thriller, a terrifying nightmare, a heartbreaking tragedy, and a tale of holding on to aspiration and optimism even while being chased through the woods by a hellbeast from another dimension.
Nice.
I'm down.
Yeah. I'm in.
Like, HBO needs something for when Game of Thrones goes away. So
And for the downtime of
But you see, Game of Thrones
Westworld.
won't be going away.
Oh, yeah.
Because they've just announced a 5th prequel or a 5th spin-off.
Lord.
None of them are going to be Robert's Rebellion. George R.R. Martin straight up came out and said, yeah, no, we're not doing that story. We're doing something else.
wasn't the original pitch for Game of Thrones Robert's Rebellion?
Yeah, it
too?
was.
I wonder one of the series is gonna be like Bran, and then him just going back and forth. It's like Wishbone. He just takes over other people's lives in the past.
The children's Game of Thrones show.
No, what's that?
What's Bran today? He's a sheep.
What's that fucking
Yay.
children's book where the characters like possess like athletes? Like one of the people possess Wayne Grady, and they have to play in the game as him.
I'm sorry, who? Wayne Grady?
Gretzky.
There you go.
Sorry.
Don't be insulting the great Gretzky.
Like they possess his body, and like they have to do like a whole thing, and then when they come
have
out
no
of his
idea.
body, they become like a pro.
Okay.
Series about children possessing...
Make sure you say fucking series, that fucking children's series,
About children possessing athletes.
like Mike. Space Jam. I found a Space Jam VHS.
Yeah, he sent us the
Dude.
picture.
So while Steve's dicking around on my random habits, Mace Windu is getting a comic series.
Dude.
5 issue.
Oh, is it going to be
series.
after he gets his hand cut off? Is the theory going to be true that he lives?
No.
Damn it!
Is it going to be true they turned into Lando Calrissian because there can only be one black male in the whole Star Wars universe at one given point?
They have Kit Fisto.
Yes. The Squid Man.
He's pretty Jamaican. You're making me crazy, Steve.
That's Jar
Please
Jar.
don't.
It's also a coffee.
So Marvel announces Mace Windu series. The Jedi have always been Galaxy's peacekeepers, but with the Clone Wars on the horizon, all that is about to change. This August, Matt Owens, who writes the Lecture series, will team up with Denise Cohen, who drew Nighthawk, Captain America, Black Panther, Flags of Our Fathers, to unveil the exciting story of one of the Jedi's greatest warriors in Star Wars, Jedi the Republic, Mace Windu, #1.
Wow.
That's
It's a pretty
title.
epic title. So like, so this takes place as the Clone Wars start off, and God, I the more and more I rewatch all of Star Wars, the more and more I learn that the Jedi Order is just a bunch of dickbags. Like
They're
freaking
Order.
Barriss O'Free was right. Like she, season
season 5.
5
Yeah.
blows up the Jedi Temple because it's like the Clone Wars have done nothing right. We're going so far against the Jedi way. We've become the peacekeepers, the aggressors. And I'm like, you could have left the Order though.
Yeah.
Could have left the Order, like Ahsoka did.
like a reasonable person.
And
Are you sure
fun
it was a
fact,
book
Dave
series?
It was a book series. I can't remember what it was called. But Dave Filoni said it because I've been rewatching all of Clone Wars again for like the 5th time, and I got to the Barriss episodes again. And at one point, Ahsoka's like, "Should I have killed Barriss? She wanted me to kill her." This is season 2 with the brainworms. And Anakin's like, "Sometimes letting our attachments get the best of us is a good thing." I'm like, "You are worse than Qui-Gon."
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. The jersey.
Yeah,
They put on a magical jersey and get transported into the bodies of pro athletes.
God, I saw
and have
that
to,
movie.
Yeah, and have to.
That was a movie too?
I think it was a TV series on
TV
Disney
series.
Channel.
TV series.
Yeah, it was about a magical jersey. Fucking remember now.
like I said, it's like Wishbone. Bran just
Awesome.
wears someone else's skin.
Oh god.
Theon Greyjoy, the series.
He becomes Jon Snow. Where am I? Oh god, why is everybody lining up? Why do you all have knives? What is this?
It's actually his birthday party.
The show
Yay,
is based
cake.
on the Monday Night Football Club books by Gordon Corman. It lasted for 3 seasons and 64 episodes.
Wow.
That's a lot of pro athletes.
Eventually, you start gotta get it. You end
need to
up with
start
the
making
obscure
up ones.
Yeah, you come up with the obscure ones.
Oh,
You start
let-
going down.
Let,
the
me, let me
greatest
go.
lists.
Let me go season 3.
Like,
see
all
what
right,
we got.
number 16 on the all-time
big
hockey
freeze.
scorer list.
Yeah.
Let's see. The last episode was Elliot Rifkin.
I don't know who that is.
Let's see who Elliot Rifkin was.
Sounds like a
Anywho.
baseball player.
I'm really excited. I'm such Star Wars trash. I'm really excited to see what this Mace Windu series is going to be like because he is the only Jedi to balance both light and dark using his Vapad lightsaber technique.
When are we gonna finally get a new character that we can grade a series off of? Kieran Gillen so far seems like they're the only one who's done it.
Sana Solo. Jason Aaron's been doing great with her.
Wait, who?
Sana,
Who the fuck's that?
Han Solo's ex-wife.
Oh, is that in the main Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay. That's why.
She was also Dr. Aphra's. You read Citadel, right?
Not yet.
Oh, she's in
I
the
have the
first,
first
issue.
2 issues,
She's in
but-
the first issue of Citadel.
Okay.
She and Aphra kind of had a thing because Kieran Gillen's all about that's his MO is like everyone is bi no matter
Yeah.
what.
Everybody is fluid,
Yeah,
hetero flexible.
yeah.
I'm not gay, but shit happens.
There's Black Kazarsan. That's also Kieran Gillen. Jason Aaron seems like he's the most locked down in terms of characters. Like he has to tell the story between A New Hope and Empire, so he really
Yeah.
can't do much. But Ahsoka, that's a new character everyone loves.
She's not really new anymore, though.
But
been
everyone
around.
hated her, and that's what's important.
I hated her at first. She was kind of annoying at first, and then you grew to love her.
One of the things I noticed too, as the story progressed season to season, her Leku grew longer. I
Yeah.
never noticed that.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, she's no longer Snips.
she's aging.
Yeah. Right, just like Jim.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess.
Jim no
Fuck's
one's.
a Leku.
I forgot to tell you guys, my girlfriend recently received her most recent purchase from Amazon, which was a lightsaber umbrella.
Nice.
And it lights up.
Can we have her on the show?
Yeah. It lights up teal.
Once we're in the house, we'll have more room for recording.
Yeah.
More guests. All
Speaking
the
of new
guests.
comics, though, Marvel Generations finally reveals their creative teams and lineup.
8 weeks early. I guess?
Generations the Strongest, starring Bruce Banner and Amadeus Cho, written by Greg Pak with Matteo Buffagni. Generations the Phoenix, starring the Phoenix and Jean Grey, written by Columbian with art by R.B. Silva. Generations the Best, starring Wolverine and All New Wolverine, written by Tom Taylor, art by Ramon Rosanas. Generations the Thunder, featuring the Mighty Thor and Unworthy Thor, written by Jason Aaron and art by Muhammad Asrar.
Asar?
Generations the Archers, starring the Hawkeyes, Clint and Cates, written by Kelly Thompson, art by Stefano Raphael. Generations the Bravest, starring Captain Marvel and Captain Marvel, written by Maggie Stoll, art by Brent Schoonover.
Margaret Stoll? Pretty
Margaret.
sure it's Margaret Stoll.
This is Margie on this.
That's not right.
Generations, The
can go by
Marvels,
whatever she wants to.
by G. Willow Wilson,
Yes!
with Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. Generations
Yes.
The Iron, starring Iron Man and Ironheart by Brian Michael Bendis,
Woot
art by Marco
woot.
Rudy. Generations The Spiders, with Peter Parker Spider-Man, Miles Morales Spider-Man, written by Brian Michael Bendis, art
guessed
by
it.
Ramon Perez. Generations The Americas, starring Steve Rogers Captain America and Sam Wilson Captain America, written by Nick Spencer, on art by Paul Renaud.
I'm okay with that one. So I feel like each of us is getting one
Something.
book out of this.
I'm getting
Yeah.
2.
You're getting the G. Will Wilson Marvels.
Yes.
You're getting, I'm assuming, the Spiders.
Yeah.
And I'm getting the Irons written by Bendis.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up all the Bendis titles because I praise that the entirety of my Marvel collection used to be only things by Brian Michael Bendis, and then I finally expanded with Star Wars titles, and then other Spider titles.
I might pick up the Thunder because that sounds pretty.
Thunder.
That sounds pretty good.
But what's really curious, if you guys look at the link, all of the covers feature the retro designs of those characters.
Yeah, and their new ones.
and then the new.
Well,
and
okay.
I don't know if it's
when
the-
you say retro Iron Man, which one are you talking about?
like it's one of the older suits. Like if you look at all the different things, it features everyone in their older costumes. But even then, the Thunders says it's the Mighty Thor and Unworthy Thor, but it still shows like classic hat
Yeah,
ears Thor. And the Hawkeyes one has Clint in his old costume. So I don't know if that's part of the marketing gimmick for Generations or
Probably.
if there's like some random time travel thing.
Possibly.
Yeah, I could see
Oh,
that
hey,
with like the
the-
captains. Because
Because
on
it's
that
World
cover,
War II.
yeah, in that cover you have Captain America in his normal outfit, Bucky, and then World War II happening behind him, but
And the
then Sam Wilson flying around.
In the variant, Kate has her space bow from Young Avengers.
Space
I don't see
bow.
the Irons cover.
It's towards.
There was a lot of Terry Dodson, or the Dodsons art,
Yeah.
which I'm okay with. I like their style. It's just
Um,
like they have 4 covers.
Oh yeah, Axel. There's no Iron Man. But Axel Alonso did say these stories do happen. They really count. They really matter. This isn't some alternate reality story. It's some time travel story. You don't take these characters off the board with the intention to keep them off the board forever. One of the tropes of our medium is characters get a second wind. They die and come back, and that's part of the beauty of what we do. Tell that to Scott Summers, Alonso.
Scott Summers is alive. Lil Scott Summers.
He's alive in our hearts. Scott Summers was right. 2017.
Scott Summers did nothing wrong.
He really didn't. He was like, the Inhumans are trying to kill us. Let's stop them.
And then it was like, man, Scott, you're being an asshole. Then,
Man,
as he's
Scott
dying,
Summers is such a jerk.
he's probably like, I was right.
Freaking
And then
Colossus with the
Emma
lust.
Frost just stares over him. I have a puppet now.
He was right.
Is it considered necrophilia if I'm projecting him in his mind?
In his mind,
this
or her?
Or her
weird?
mind? Is this weird?
Yes, Emma. It is very weird.
But I
Yes,
can-
it's weird, but is it legal?
is everyone okay
it's
with
not
this?
really his body because he's a projection.
It's an astral projection from my mind, so we'll call that gray area.
Scarlet Witch did much worse than I ever did. So
Scarlet
you know.
Witch banged her brother while her potential dad watched on.
That was
and
only
then
in the
created a
Ultimate
whole
Universe.
alternate
Oh, yeah,
reality and then killed a bunch of
But we-
mutants.
So we're talking about main universe.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about the Ultimate Scarlet Witch and Ultimate Wolverine anymore.
There's some
You
parts
know,
of
where there was the
Ultimate
potential
where
that
you're just like,
Wolverine
let's
was
not
Quicksilver
talk
and
about
Scarlet Witch's dad, and you watch them
Mark Millar.
consummate their
And-
incest from the bushes.
Why'd you call him Millar?
That's actually how you say his name.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he that pretentious?
I don't know. I don't think it's pretentious. I think that's just how you say his
Yeah,
name.
it could be regional.
I've never heard it called that.
It could be regional.
Everyone I know says Mark Miller.
I always said Mark Miller, and then I was
It's
listening at
2
thing
L's.
outside the long box, and then they start calling Mark Millar. I don't know.
It could be them just adding the
But they were praising
It has
him.
2 L's though.
right, but they could just be adding the accent to it as a.
Yeah. Oh,
little-
God, there's so much to talk about.
Jim.
How long have we been going?
Coffee. We're an hour 15.
Okay, that's not bad. I think it's because we were all hanging out before this.
Yeah,
It feels
yeah,
longer.
I've been here for a while.
It's
Been a while.
Comics, The Button finally ended.
Yes.
Did you read it?
Yes, I did read it
Yes.
last night.
Did
I told
you
I was gonna read it.
see why I told you the last page before the Doomsday
Super
Clock?
Watchmen.
I need to see whether or not this book has gone up in value because it's the first appearance of Dr. Manhattan in the DC universe.
I need to see if my lenticular cover is worth more than.
It's worth $4.99.
Suck it, nerds.
It's all that speculation theory. But we get our first appearance of Jay Garrick again. And holy shit,
back.
that
I felt
moment.
so bad for Jay. He's like, yes, this is it. This is my moment.
Say my
Shit.
name.
Say my name. Who are you? Shit.
But
And
no,
notice-
even Barry's just like, it was the same thing with Wally. I
Yeah.
guess I wasn't his
Yeah.
anchor then.
It's like I wasn't his lightning rod. And like, but no, Jay.
Yeah.
He even said his name too. You said half of his name.
It makes me wonder if all the speedsters are just locked in the Speed Force. Like, real Bart Allen is somewhere fucking out there.
Like Barry's just gonna be sitting at home flipping through a newspaper. Jesse Quick's gonna show up and like, say my name, and you are
Bessie? Max
I-
Mercury comes through. It's my daughter. You have to remember me. Helium?
Argon? Just obscure elements.
Gold. You're the gold racer.
He's just gonna start playing like Wheel of Fortune with them. Can I get a J? Yes, there is one J.
So,
Can I buy a vowel? You can, but hurry. Hurry.
it's
the
still
love
a
of-
J. You said my name. I thought that
Can
was
I
only
buy a
one letter.
vowel? You. Fuck. You're killing me, Barry.
J. Garrick.
Jigger. Ermager Jigger.
God, it's like the meme of the month.
But I was
Jay.
expecting Jay to finally just land, and then like next month is secretly a JSA book that's being released by
Surprise!
Jeff Johns and freaking Jason Fabok.
Now,
Like-
my question is on the cover. I don't know if it was the same cover.
Red Robin.
Yeah. Why was Red Robin there?
Apparently, he was in the story, and then got taken out.
Okay, because I was looking at the cover. I'm like, Red Robin. They're gonna go more into Mr.
Because-
Oz, and then nothing.
Since the button was a week delayed, they actually changed a page in Detective Comics, allegedly. In the digital release, there's a reference to Bruce saying Tim was still alive and he's somewhere out there. But instead, they changed it to like, we need to fight race with magic. So, my theory is that
They
Jay
saw.
was either absorbed back into the Speed Force or he got Manhattaned. Or no, not Manhattan.
Yeah, Mr.
Oz.
Oz. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's the same exact thing that's happening to Wally.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Jay's just kind of walking around like, all right, where's my anchor? Where's my lightning
Where
rod?
are
Someone knows
you?
my name.
Iris?
What if he finds Wally then next? What if he tries him?
Again,
Yeah,
I don't-
he shows up to one and be like, oh, hey, what's up, Jay Garrick? Thank you.
Hey, do you remember any of the other speedsters? Yeah, sure. There was Max Mercury, Jesse Quick, Bart Allen.
They start appearing.
And just calls, hey, Barry, we need to talk.
But
Bring
I
some
have a
beers.
theory.
It's a party.
I have a theory.
Oh, goodness.
I honestly don't believe Dr. Manhattan's Endgame. Because
All right, hold on.
he-
Let's take bets right now. How much that Zach is spot on because he's always fucking spot on.
Not always.
Okay, bullshit. Your name.
Okay, that was a shot in the dark.
Shot
I
in
didn't
the
know you
dark.
could fire a sniper rifle in the dark. Because that was spot
Can,
on.
doesn't mean you're gonna hit anything.
Okay, so
Like,
while Dr. Manhattan exists, his final thing in the epilogue, it's like, I realize we're all puppets. I'm just the only one that can see the strings. The only character who's been associated with the blue color lately has been Mr. Oz. He zapped away Mixelplick in the Blue Lightning originally. Doomsday disappeared. Freaking Prophecy, I think was his name in the Superman comics, got disappeared by Mr. Oz also. So more than anything, I think the build up for Doomsday Clock is Oz is the main villain and them like breaking Tim out, possibly Booster and Ray Palmer and everything. And my biggest worry is that Barry's going to die.
What if you think Oz is trying to fight Manhattan?
I
What do you
don't
think Oz wants control of the universe?
I don't think that. Essentially, again, there's the theory that Manhattan's been manipulating all of the world, the New 52 and whatnot,
Right.
because he's preparing them for something. Because Pandora acted as Manhattan's messenger. We're combining
true.
Wildstorm, Vertigo, and DC all together to prepare you, Barry Allen, for what's to come. So I don't think Manhattan's the villain. I think Oz is the villain in some formal way. And I think Barry's going to die. Because if we do...
But why gotta kill Barry?
If we go full on...
gotta-
we did Crisis
Well,
on
okay,
Infinite
if you
Earths,
think about
Infinite
it.
Crisis. Barry came back in Final Crisis. But
Yeah.
if we do...
If we're trying to like reset the timeline pre-Flashpoint, Barry has to die then.
Why you gotta go after my Bartholomew
even-
Henry Allen?
not even for Barry to reset the timeline, but I just think that...
But for like the universe to
Align.
reset itself.
I just think that... What was it? What's Brian Hitch calling
Not really
Last
reset
Crisis?
itself,
Finality Crisis or
It was
something?
Final Crisis.
No, Final Crisis is Grant Morrison.
Brian
Brian Hitch has been hinting at a new
Oh,
Crisis in Justice League.
Fuck, I don't know. I haven't been
The
reading Justice
Finite
League.
Crisis. It's the last one. No, the Forever Crisis, because everything's a play on Infinite.
Oh yeah, because it's just a time loop right now for
Yeah.
them right now.
What was his name?
So,
Brian
Hitch. He writes Justice League. I think his thing is the Forever Crisis. Barry's going to die during Forever Crisis. Kind of in the same way he died on Crisis Infinite Earths. To realign
Hasn't he
everything
already
again.
died in one of the loops?
But even before the Forever Crisis.
What do you mean by one of the loops? Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Well, no, isn't Forever Crisis like they keep going through the same scenario?
No.
And people keep dying?
No.
No?
No.
What was that thing you sent me? You sent me an
did I send
image of like somebody getting killed.
I don't remember.
So there's a tweet from him on August 3rd of last year saying something about the Forever Crisis.
Yeah,
And
that was...
Justice League Infinity.
Yeah. And the new, like in the August solicits for Justice League, we get the future Justice League coming back to the past to stop the events of their future. And for some fucking reason, Damian and Superboy are not there. Damian and John are not there. But we get like Wonder Man or something, like the descent of Diana, who has the Wonder Woman emblem and a red cape. And I'm like, the fuck is this
Who
shit?
the fuck are you? Go away.
Where's Damian?
We don't want you.
But
Is this her secret brother?
so looking at it, it's like the sad realization that Barry has to do some
haven't-
fucking thing to stop Oz.
Yeah, no,
What the fuck has that been? Remember Diana's
secret brother
Jason.
from
Where the fuck's
Justice
he
League
been this whole
50.
time?
I think he might be, and like supposedly if Gail Simone comes back, that's gonna be Gail Simone's story.
Okay.
a lot of people think.
Because that just kind of happened, and then they're like,
But
Yeah,
it's,
it's just
Wonder,
like, oh, what-
because
this-
it's
shoot,
Wonder
we'll
Woman
find
trying
you
to figure
later.
out the truth of her entire existence.
well, yeah, because aren't they resetting her timeline to where it's going back to she was made of clay origin?
Kind of.
Sort of.
And that's not even her origin story.
Well,
That's-
that was
That's the Justice. That's the Bruce Timm story.
well,
but
wasn't that her like original origin? And then they
No.
kept like fucking around with her and making
That's
her older and younger and just kind of.
Donna's origin.
Yeah,
Which
Donna-
was made
Well,
from
yeah,
clay.
that she came from that story, but like the OG, like original Wonder
Still
Woman,
came from Hippolyta,
They played around with like
I think.
she's older now, she's younger, and then they're like, fuck it, younger can just be Wonder Girl.
Yeah.
Well, Donna was specifically created to fight Wonder Woman, to kill her.
Kind of.
Sort of.
The Finches, Meredith, and
Yeah,
David,
they kind of twisted
that's
that
the
a
new
bit.
52 version of Donna. Donna was created to be Diana's playmate, essentially, like her companion.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
comic
the
book
real
origins.
Donna
Again,
is
I'm filled with
great.
useless knowledge. But Barry Allen's gonna die. Mr. Oz is the true villain, because why keep teasing Manhattan over and over when the real villain's in front of you the entire time?
What if Ozzy somehow has gotten more powerful?
Did
than
he bite like
Manhattan?
a head off of a bat to get more powerful?
Yes, Ozzy.
Easy
You
there,
called
Black-
him Ozzy.
Easy there, Black Sabbath.
Do it, Ozzy! Bite his fucking head off. Little Nicky, anyone? Anyone? No, nobody's seen
Okay,
that movie.
so what's your thing?
What if Ozzy's become so powerful that he's locked away Manhattan on like Manhattan's stuck on like his own little.
He's on Mars.
Put him in a bubble
Yeah, what if
on
he's
Mars.
just stuck there? Like he can't do anything. He has no control. He's this.
What if Mars never existed?
He knows everything's happening.
What if
but
Mars
he
is
can't do
flat?
anything about it?
What if the sky was LCD panels?
Hey now, LED.
Sorry.
OLED. That's
LED.
new
You-
technology.
You don't want to have to go and replace a tube every now and again when one of your panels goes out.
Fair game. Yeah, I think, Oz himself is preparing for war. Batman's preparing for war.
Or there's a completely new villain we have not seen yet at all.
It's the comedian. You fucked us.
Click, click.
No, it's Rorschach. Not even Rorschach, just the pile that was Rorschach afterwards.
James
The artist
Hetty,
formerly.
Is that his name? Who played Rorschach? It's like James something Hetty Earl.
Green
But
Hetty?
he would be amazing Carnage. He'd be
He would.
amazing cast.
Ooh, yeah, I can
Sorry.
picture that. Sorry, I just kind of came in and over there.
Oh, Jimmy, you're a guest.
Jim's
here.
back.
Jim's back.
He's
But
been
yeah,
coffee
fucking
duty.
the button was such a cool mini event.
Yeah. I was wondering what the payoff was going to be. I'm like, all right, that was good.
The
That's
Doomsday
enough.
Clock.
I'm
Like
good for this.
they didn't try and set up something big and
They-
elaborate.
they answered enough
did-
of the
yeah,
questions.
they did their event, threw out a little tease, told you when that tease is going to pay off,
Yeah.
Jackie Earl. Haley.
and then they're going and they're moving on from that.
And
Yeah.
what's super cool too is that if you look at all the major events, Rebirth, the button, and then Doomsday Clock, it actually all three of them do have a clock that appears in the first panel, and the clock is slowly ticking to midnight, the actual Doomsday. So it's a play on words of like Doomsday,
And the actual
or
like Doomsday
the
clock.
character. So
Yeah.
like,
Porque
holy
no
shit.
lo estás?
Yeah, exactly. Because
Because Oz has Doomsday right now.
yeah, what if he's powering up Doomsday to be something?
Oh my god, they're making Chimeramon. It's going to be Doomsday with the combination of Mr. Mixelplick, Red Robin.
The skills of Red Robin.
Prophecy, possibly the Atom's locked up there. I think Booster Gold's locked up in there too.
Well, did you see? I went through and reread like the button, like all
Right.
4 issues, and in the Flash when we go skip the Cosmic Treadmill, there are so many little
The
Easter
Skates
eggs.
is there. The
Rip
JSA
Treadmill.
is
Yeah.
there.
By the way,
There's-
Rip Treadmill.
There
Rip
are
Treadmill again.
so
Died.
many Easter eggs in that one little panel. There's like Ted Kord's OG Blue Beetle ship.
Yeah, it's the trophy room where the lost and found.
Yeah.
There's
like,
a Kirby dot. I thought that was really exciting.
like eventually, these heroes will come back and we have their stuff.
Hey.
Hey, Booster Gold, you're back. We got your shit in the lockup over here.
Skeets? Ted, is that you? Who are you? Ted, no.
Por qué?
That was, let me tell you, my favorite Booster Gold moment is the last issue of his solo series where it's just a picture of Ted Kord's grave and he lays flowers at it each time. And as the world changes and wastes away, there's like a force field around it, keeping Ted's thing perfect. It's like, I'm going to meet you for the first time, but I'm going to meet you for the first time and you've already met me.
Oh.
But I'm going to meet you for the first time because it's like the ultimate bromance. I love Booster and Ted so much. I want to cry right now.
Maybe that'll be a new, after Doomsday Clock, that'll be just a
Blue
series
and gold.
of Booster and Ted. Booster and Ted's Wild Adventure.
Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum.
Dude, did you want to talk about Lazarus at all?
Yeah, we can throw that in
I
there.
haven't
Okay.
caught up yet. Damn it.
Okay, maybe not.
Okay, yeah. We'll say
Deathstroke
that's
has
cool.
been legitimized as a villain. Again.
And again,
And he's
DC
really nice
is
guy.
handling events perfectly. Like the transition from Titans to Lazarus Contract, seamless. Like they set it up so perfectly. Take notes, Marvel.
Actually, there's still like the whole Bumblebee story right now.
Yeah.
well,
they're
yeah,
still
but
messing around with that
they
a bit.
use that as a stepping stone to
Yeah.
get to the Lazarus Contract.
Why is Bumblebee still not part of the team?
She will be once they get her memories back
Yeah.
from wherever
Wherever
Simon
Simon
sent
did.
them.
Yeah. God, I can't wait for Doomsday Clock. so far.
I kind of want to pick it up
November.
and read it along with you guys. I really do.
Doomsday
Sounds-
Clock?
You
Or-
can go to Hall of Justice Comics and Collectibles. in
Starting
Colorado.
November 2017 when the event starts.
I just I legitimately can't even remember what episode with this, you guys started talking about this. It's just, I feel like it's come up so
The
often.
Probably
3-hour
last-
episode
Yeah,
of
the
me
three
taking out
hour
my notes.
rebirth episode
I'm getting real psyched.
where I was like, yeah, I like the page with Green Arrow and Black Canary. And Zach's like, hold on, let me get out my novel here.
I printed that out so you guys can look at the notes either. One last really cool thing about the build-up for Doomsday, Rorschach's final journal log is November 1st. Or no, not November 1st, but a November date. And this year it falls on a Wednesday for New
I told you,
Comic
it's
Book Day.
going to be the puddle that is Rorschach.
The artist formerly known as Rorschach.
Owlman took the time to just start picking pieces and put them in a jar and be like, Rorschach, the new villain.
You can still see the mask moving in the puddle.
Oh God, that's too much.
It's going to be like the brain. I can't remember his name.
The Brain,
Is it the brain? The sentient brain with the weird
Doom
face
Patrol?
robot?
the Doom Patrol villain.
Yes.
Yeah, the Brain.
Okay, yeah. There's going to be him, but with a Rorschach mask on it. You're not locked
Okay.
in this
So
universe.
viewers, I did find a Nintendo Switch. I left the middle of work to get one.
Yeah,
And I got stuck behind 2 trains.
Yeah, I just looked at the group chat with Yumi and Adam, and I just see Adam I hooked you up, and then a picture of you stuck behind the train. And I was like, so did he get one? And then you got to work and sent me the picture. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
he got one.
I left work during my planning period, and then it was only a half hour of me going back and forth, but just getting stuck behind all the new light rail trains really pissed me
Yeah,
off.
it was. I'm stuck behind a train. Picture. 10 minutes later, another picture of him stuck at another train crossing.
Fuck. No,
Stupid- Is it the L line? The new one?
I thought it was the A line was the new one. The
Yeah,
one that
it's
goes
the
to
A line.
A-Line's the
The one that
airport.
drops off right outside all C's.
the one that breaks down or kills someone every other day.
That's the A-Line.
Yeah, that's the A line. Yeah. All right. I'm done talking about news and other button exciting things.
You mean the University of Colorado line?
I don't get it.
Sorry, I had to. Go Buffs.
Jim is a former buff.
Go Bears.
8 drafts in the NFL. 4 drafts, 4 free agents.
This sports segment is brought to you by Jim.
Dude, this is the first time in 21 years that Arsenal has not been in the top 4 of the Premier League.
But can we talk about how the Rockies are number 1 in their league right now?
Okay,
They
but-
haven't hit June yet, where they always collapse.
But this is
But
Arsenal.
The last time that the Rockies
This
had
is
this
footy.
great of a start, they made it to the World Series.
and then they got
yes, they
Raffle
shit the
stomped.
bed,
They got Raffle
but
stomped.
that was last time. This is this time.
Fuck Jim.
What did Jim find?
The picture.
Have you seen that?
No.
What?
You haven't seen that before?
No.
What did you find, Jim? What?
Okay.
We'll leave this to your imagination, viewers.
Okay.
Oh,
But this is the first time in 4 years that Arsenal is not in the top 4 to make it to the Championship League. Also, Tottenham won 7-1 today.
I haven't checked the NHL playoffs either. I think the Predators might.
Today
make it
we
to
talk
s-
about our respective
I
sports.
think the Predators might actually.
This is
make
the first
it
time
to-
I've actually paid attention to baseball
Zach
because the
Stanley
Rockies
Cup.
are actually doing well.
Zach made a joke today. It's like, I've never seen you give so much of a shit about sports because I made sure all of our gym equipment was in front of the
Was
TV that was
directly
playing the
aimed at
Arsenal
it.
game. And then I had to catch up on Tottenham on Twitter. But in the last 2 games alone, Harry Kane scored 7 goals. That should not happen in soccer. You should not get above 3 goals.
Bud
pretty-
Black is also the voice on the DIA train right now.
Who is? Oh,
The manager of the Rockies.
Last time I went, it was still
Coach. Sorry.
what's his name? That one football player, our former quarterback. That
Peyton Manning.
yeah.
You know
That
one
one
guy.
quarterback.
You know, multi Super Bowl champion, MVP, future Hall of Famer Peyton Manning.
Papa John's
I don't
lover.
pay it. Yeah, I was gonna say Papa John's next.
I
Has
love-
Papa John's
love-
released his family yet?
I love after the Super Bowl, it was a picture of Peyton Manning hugging Papa John. He's like, "All right, I've done it, Papa John. I've won the Super Bowl. Now return my family."
Okay. So for this week for discussions,
Yeah, if the Predators make it to the Stanley Cup, it'd be their first time. There's my little hockey.
Yeah, sports.
so Zach,
We like sports
made
and we
the
don't
comment.
care who knows.
And he is asking how we feel about media adaptations. Comics to movies, properties to games, etc. Which ones are good and who can
Yeah, we keep
improve?
bringing this up of like, and I don't want them to do a 1-to-1 recreation of a story I've already seen.
I can throw a blanket adaptation of people who need to get their shit together. Video game to movie adaptations.
Yes.
Come on, you have a perfect story laid out in front of you. Work with
But
it.
do you really want a 1-to-1?
I want them
cut?
to work with it. Like Resident Evil 1, not that bad of a movie. It was a decent adaptation. From there, just dive bombed.
I like 2.
It was all right, but
And then
that was
which one were they in Vegas?
That was three.
like 4.
That was 3 or 4. Because that's the one in the desert, right? And
Yeah.
everybody's apparently dead, but they're not.
Yeah.
And then 5, they brought in Leon, which I will refuse to acknowledge.
Oh, was that the-
that
And then
skinny
6 had the quarter shotguns, where they show everything in reverse motion, in slow motion, and then they played it normal speed afterwards. I fucking punched them.
There
I
it
was
is.
doing
Woo.
so well.
So close.
I think 5 also introduced Chris Redfield, which was an all right Chris.
He didn't
but I
punch a
refused to
boulder.
call that little albino twig Leon.
I really do like the Resident Evil original characters more than anything.
Yeah, like
Ahad and
Alice.
Alice was cool.
Yeah.
But that's my thing. It's like so many people want a perfect 1-to-1 adaptation of their favorite story. We saw this with The Killing Joke, and no one actually talks about that segment.
I
of
think
The Killing
everyone's
Joke.
just like,
everyone's so caught off guard by the
yeah.
Batgirl having sex Bruce Timm fantasy.
Like if you take that chunk out, it was a very good Killing Joke
But
adaptation.
the more and more I look at The Killing Joke again, I realize it's so fucking boring. Nothing happens in that
The
story.
best scene is just Joker's monologue in the fucking Tunnel of Love.
Exactly,
That is it. And the ending.
There's so many things that were so risque back then that people considered good just doesn't have that same appeal anymore. When
Yeah.
Identity Crisis first came out, everyone's like, holy shit, they did such a great job with this. Great job, Brad Meltzer. And then 10 years later, it's like, oh yeah, they used rape as and killing off this female character as the ooh, look,
We're
dark,
edgy.
And I'm like, yeah, it wasn't that
Edgelord.
good.
Yeah, I don't want direct 1-to-1 adaptations because again, I've experienced the story. I've read
Yeah.
the book, I've played the game. But when you take that universe and you try and do something like a new story, you have so much possibility with certain things like Assassin's Creed. That had so much potential. You could have chosen any era.
They kind of tried.
And again, it wasn't necessarily a terrible movie. It just wasn't.
And it's
I don't think
still
they knew what they
canon.
wanted to do at all.
It,
There was a lot of cringeworthy moments from what I hear. Literally one character goes, leap of faith. It's like, no, you did not need to do that at all.
No, all you need to do was have them jump and do the.
In that same vein, Assassin's Creed had the most potential video game to movie adaptation, but you're gonna take a star like Michael Fassbender and then just have him lie down for a few scenes.
No, he was in that
Yeah.
weird
Yeah,
Right.
he was in the Animus.
He was in the Animus, and then he was actually in the costume.
Yeah, but
Granted,
those
he was
modern
shadowed
day
half the
scenes
time, and-
where he's hooked up to that rig and
Yeah,
he's
going the
through
weird
motions.
parkour Animus thing, where it's like we're gonna lift you up in the sky, and then you're gonna go to sleep.
And Ubisoft even said it's even though this movie is kind of canon with the story of Assassin's Creed, the new one that's coming out, AC Origin or whatever, the one that takes place in Egypt, will not feature that. It's a normal bed with a brand new hero protagonist, brand new Animus
No
protagonist.
Nolan North.
Yeah. But it's
I'm gonna suck Witcher's dick again, but they did again. I talked about it earlier today. They did such a good job. They created their own story within this world that was already there. That's a great adaptation. That's what you should do more.
yeah.
Well, and there are people who just should not be allowed to do adaptations. Like I'm going back to the video game to movies thing. Uwe Boll.
He
is the
said he's
person-
done. He said he's done doing
He
them.
said he's done until he needs more money. But he is single-handedly the cancer of video game movies.
He's just a bad director in general.
He did Blood Rain. He did Alone in the Dark. There are 3 or 4
I
movies.
remember the Alone in the Dark one.
Yeah, there are 3 or 4 movies that he did simply because they were there for tax breaks. He is worse than Fox when it
and
comes
then he
to
told
Fantastic
that
Four.
everybody to go fuck off.
Yeah.
in a video.
Oh no, he did more than that. he told everyone to fuck off, and if they still had problems with him, they could fight
Oh,
him
yeah.
in a boxing match. And some people,
I think didn't an MMA fighter challenge him?
no,
too?
an actual critic challenged him, and he beat the shit out of them. So he said, if you have a problem with me, come fight me. Uwe Boll
such a shit
did not
person.
fuck around, but he is, again, the cancer of video game movies. When you think of why video game movies are bad, he is 99% of the reason.
You know, I look more and more at like our comic book movies, which have subtle hints of stories. Like you look at Thor Ragnarok, oh, it's Planet Hulk. You look at Batman vs Superman, oh, it's DKR. Or Spider-Man 2, it's the generic Doc Ock story. Like a lot of these stories are really good, but when they translate over, like, oh, let's make this kind of our own kind of thing.
Yeah, like Civil War. They took the Civil War storyline and turned it into a Bucky
It was
story.
the same. Yeah, it was the same idea, but
And Civil War,
it had a different ending.
The more and more I grow detached from the 2008 comic Civil War, the more I realize it wasn't that great.
No, that series was mostly shock factor.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
oh my god, all
he
of the heroes
killed
of the
Captain America.
all of the heroes of the Marvel Universe are fighting each other? What?
And then 10
And then
years
it-
later,
it went down the
they're
rabbit
still
hole.
fighting each other.
They never stopped fighting. They threw a villain in every now and again, be like, distraction.
I feel like the only like super high quality adaptation where they not necessarily tell it 1-to-1, but it's like manga to anime.
My Hero Academia, I agree.
Like I realize a lot of manga, possibly a lot of manga artists and writers create their manga so it can be turned into an anime and just roll around on the money.
I mean, I think that's just how the industry is over there.
Yeah.
like they just kind of maybe not expect it, but
There's
it'd be
this
like,
new
it'd be cool if we
anime
could make this
that
an anime.
was so fucking bizarre to me. It's like my little sister is a hentai artist or something.
What?
Like the guy writes these hentai stories and sends them off to an artist, and he realizes the artist is his stepsister.
Oh God.
Go on.
Like
I'm intrigued.
I
Oh,
don't
no.
fucking
Steve, no.
know. Like
I love the fucking weird out there anime, like
tentacle porn.
one of the new ones, Love Tyrant. Completely fucking out there, but I love it.
That fucking penguin.
Dude, the horny penguin.
Jim, how about you? What adaptations work for you, or what needs some work?
You gotta love that Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie, right?
Fart cloud.
Yeah, far.
Dude, Far Cloud of Destruction is Parallax, I'm telling you.
There wasn't nearly
It's
enough
related
action.
to Galactus.
There was too much. They didn't get enough lore, and then they tried to compensate with not
CG
great action.
bodysuit.
Yeah.
Of everyone there, Jeff Johns
I mean-
just cried.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Michael Clark Duncan as Kilowog was all right. Rest in peace.
Rip Halo movie. I'm excited for the Gears
yeah.
movie. I've got
Oh, yeah,
hope.
that is gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see what they actually do with it.
If they do a Pendulum War movie, I'm set.
That would be,
That'd be cool.
big.
Like, I know they're gonna go with a locust-based story, but
They could end it with E-Day.
a Pendulum War story would just be orgasmic.
yeah.
I don't know, man. I think I've been rest in peace, the Halo movie. You know, that was supposed to be directed by Steven Spielberg. Just
Didn't
never
that
took
turn
off.
into Pacific Rim?
Yeah, kind of.
It was up in limbo, and then it turned into like the not Halo Legends, Forward Unto Dawn.
Yeah, Forward Unto
and
Dawn.
then it also turned into the ODST movie
Nightfall.
Nightfall,
I forgot
which
about
Steven
Forward Unto
Spielberg
Dawn.
did some work on it, but it was just like his name was stamped on it.
But I remember they announced when the Halo movie was the big news topic back in middle school.
Yeah.
It was like Halo movie is.
Well, there was
happening.
that. There
Oh,
was
yeah.
that like, essentially like a pilot clip of it. Of
Yeah.
the action. Like this looks fucking awesome. Like there's
Yeah.
a brute there. Look, they're in the armor. Oh my god, there's a warthog.
If
Halo
only they-
shoots the most amazing live action
Yeah,
trailers.
if only they had the passion of Ryan Reynolds of like, here's the test footage, now do something with it.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Swamp Thing footage that came out recently. And they're like, look, this was the Swamp Thing footage for this Justice League Dark movie that we wanted to do, but just never took off. And then it was like, oh yeah, Justice League Dark is relit. It's like, okay, go crazy, fans.
Go Guillermo, go.
I don't know if he's directing anymore,
Oh, is he not? Damn.
but it was
Hellboy
from
3 broke his heart.
Yeah.
He lost the will to direct.
He's an empty man. He's still a Pacific Rim though.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim job 2. The rimming.
Please no.
The jobbing.
But what worked, Jim? Like you talked about how Green Lantern really didn't work for you, but what did work?
I don't know. I'm having a hard time bringing examples to mind. Like I don't think I saw any of the Resident Evil movies all the way through. I've seen
all but the final chapter, which is now on Blu-ray, which I need to see.
But it won't be the final chapter. I know
just
it.
so I can finish the series and say I watched it. It's like Fast and Furious. Like I need to see that next one just to see how crazy they go.
I need to see the next family barbecue.
You're part of the family now with the Corona.
I don't know.
Did you know Dominic Toretto's a Corona man?
No.
He only shoves it in your face every fucking movie.
Ad money.
Adaptation. I think the closest one-to-one like live action, I think, was Watchmen. Like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Because
That was pretty.
I'd say 300 then.
Yeah, as far as like direct one-to-one, as close as you can possibly get. Because not everything's gonna make it to the movie. You're gonna have to cut things, but the closest ones, I'd put Watchmen way up there.
I would say Walking Dead actually has done a pretty decent job, even though I'm not a big fan of what
They
the
finally
story.
killed what's her face.
They're still taking the original material. And
Adrian.
they've clearly
Or Audrey.
they've clearly stated that this is its own story, even though a lot of the characters, pretty much all the characters are the same. We've done a lot of similar things, like with the Negan killing Glenn, but they also spoiler for like a season and a half ago.
For half a second, I was kind of surprised by that. When like they took Abraham out and they're like, damn, I liked Abraham. Oh well, guess they're changing it up. And then Glenn just got destroyed. I'm like, there it is.
And Maggie's still pregnant.
Whoa.
Yeah, I would say the first season of Walking Dead. And then they were like, oh shit, people like Daryl. We have to keep him.
Yeah.
Sorry, TJ.
Yeah, I mean Daryl was never in the comics,
Nope.
so it's like, all right, there's
Daryl wasn't. There was like 3 other characters who were show specific.
T-Dog was in the comics.
T-Dog was in the comics.
Tyrese.
Yeah,
Tyrese wasn't in
right.
the comics, but became a fan favorite, so they kept him for a couple seasons.
Yeah, Tyrese essentially became what T-Dog was. Like, Tyrese and Tyrese and Daryl took up T-Dog's role. They still haven't chopped off Rick's hand.
Nope.
Really upset. They're never going to do it.
Yeah, they took out Carl's eye.
But that's easier.
Which Carl has become
patch.
such a badass.
They've taken off hands before.
They took off legs.
No, they took off Daryl's brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, Merle took off his own hand.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm trapped on a roof.
Fuck this.
Yeah, but Merle
then
essentially
back with
became
knife hand.
I got a sick knife hand.
Aquaman.
And then he died.
Yep.
Rip Michael Rooker.
Like, I don't know. It's so weird being a fan of all these different things because, like, I am such a diehard Batman fan, but
I
then
just
I
wanna
played
see
the
new
first
stories.
episode of Telltale. I'm like, I wanted new stories, but I
this
didn't
isn't what I
want this.
wanted. I didn't want this.
Not
Even
Nikes.
the Guardians game, for all I know, like, a lot of people are like, yeah, it's your typical Telltale game. It just
Tales
throws
from the
Canopy
Borderlands
to
has
the
done one of the
window.
best things with that. It's like,
That's because Borderlands writers were on that team.
yeah, that helps. But it's
Like,
like they have,
come on,
it's like they
season
created
2.
their own cast, and it's like, here's some characters and here's all how it plays into the rest of the story. But it's its own thing. It's not or taking.
Scooter.
Granted, they don't have like a lot of
Scooter.
source material to go off of.
Yeah.
Why'd they have to kill Scooter?
I thought the first Harry Potter movie was kind of meh. So
yeah,
to this day, it is the only one I've seen.
We had that discussion when we were playing games of Lord of the Rings versus Harry Potter, and you just thought Harry Potter was meh.
Because there wasn't enough of the trials.
I'm sorry you don't like magic in your life.
There wasn't enough of the trials.
Jim really wanted that scene where Harry's stuck in front of all those walls of potions and he just drinks the black one to walk through the fire.
Yeah.
That's the only scene he wanted. That's
I
like
wanted-
the only trial that wasn't
ran
in the
Or like
goddamn
a trial
movie.
with like the flying keys. I don't think that was in there.
That was
right?
in there.
Was
That
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
That was in there. The chess scene was in there.
The vines.
the big
The
ones.
vines.
Damn it. Most of them were in there. What was I thinking?
It literally only the potion one was
All right.
not in there.
New movie night. We're marathoning Harry
Oh,
Potter.
sweet God, no.
1 through 7, part 2.
That's like 16 hours.
3 was the best one.
I was more of a 4 fan. Goblet of Fire was my jam.
But Azkaban, the prisoner.
Azkaban.
I'm
about-
serious.
Jim, how are you doing on time? I
Oh,
know
I'm
you had to be
good.
somewhere.
Totally good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. What about Aragon?
I never saw that.
We
I
don't
don't know.
talk about that.
There's an Aragon movie.
Yeah.
What?
I think they're trying to do another one.
There's a dumpster fire that was called Aragon.
or
I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
The
Chronicles
first
of Narnia.
Chronicles of Narnia
Hey.
was amazing.
Prince Caspian was all right. Dawn Treader was.
I still have
a
yet to
thing.
see
They
Dawn
keep
Treader.
trying so hard to make those a
But
thing.
Silver Chair is coming out
We still haven't gotten Magician's Nephew though.
Nope.
because no one cares about that
No.
one. For the longest time, I thought Chronicles of Narnia, like The
yeah,
Lion, the
I-
Witch, and the Wardrobe, was the first one.
I did too, and then my parents bought me the book set of the book. and I
Is
was
it
like,
the giant Costco one with the white witch
Yeah.
on it?
Yeah! and I was like, wait, why is this one before Lion Witch? The
Who's
Wardrobe?
this bitch?
Who the fuck's this nephew?
Oh, he's the magician's nephew.
You,
God.
you ain't no wardrobe.
But
Oh, man.
Silverchair, a lot of people. I stopped after Prince Caspian reading the goddamn things, but everyone's like, Silverchair is the best book, and then the final battle is when you get like really Christiany.
They go ham on the Jesus
I
imagery.
am Jesus.
Susan, you can't come to heaven with the rest of your siblings because you don't believe in it. So your family's stuck to be doomed on Earth while everyone else goes to Narnia. And then
Rapture.
Aslan just flips her off with his lion hands and like moonwalks into the new Narnia.
I'm just imagining Liam Neeson dressed as a lion flipping a little girl off.
Well, no, Susan has a family at that
well,
point.
yeah, but you got Liam Neeson as a lion just going, you ain't going to heaven.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Ah, God, fucking damn it.
Oh man.
So, and my thing, who's your favorite B-list hero?
Ghost Rider.
Clayface.
Why?
Wait, no.
It's really
I had a
easy.
better answer than Clayface.
Are you gonna say Larfleeze again?
Yes, Larky. Thanks. I'm good.
Just look down.
Jim's actually wearing an Orange Lantern shirt.
Woo! Thanks, Zach.
So,
Yeah.
why Ghost Rider, Steve?
Because
We're not gonna let Zach answer.
He was really the first person who you question, is he really a hero?
Well,
To me, at least.
Nicolas Cage, eating his jelly beans.
The
That's what
nice
heroes
martini
do.
glass of jelly beans.
They don't
But
drink
like,
alcohol.
you have this person who made a contract with the Marvel Devil.
Mephisto.
Yes. And now has to do his dirty work for him. But he's also a hero. So you kind of have that dark side with a hero. So it was just kind of fascinating for little me to see that. Like, all right, A, he looks fucking rad. B, he has an awesome flaming motorcycle. And he also has the powers of the devil. I'm on board.
Steven's carving a pentagram into his arm as a child.
Mephisto, I'd like to make a deal. I don't care what deal. I'll take $5. Give me your devil powers. I want the Stare of Penance.
God, it's so fucked. Jim, why Larfleeze?
I just like him because he's so different from all the other lanterns. He's the only one who's a lone wolf.
Agent Orange.
Which is obviously, it makes sense with the whole Avarice thing. But
Well,
like,
it's interesting that he's the only one left. When there's Query, there was a whole
Because he
core.
killed them all.
There was yeah. This is like, why did he go completely nuts when all these others didn't?
yeah, which is it's funny too how the way it ended up because like I can't remember the specifics. It's been a long time since I've looked into it, but I feel like his origin story seemed oddly similar to me to like I'm so sleep deprived I can't even remember. Give me the Red Lantern leader's name. I'm embarrassed. He's in
Atrocitus.
Injustice.
Atrocitus.
Thank you.
Atrocitus.
I keep wanting to say Apocalypse, and I'm like, no.
Atrocitus.
That's an X-Men
His
villain.
origin seems oddly similar to Atrocitus's. Both like had stable families on like stable planets, and then just shit went down. And it was interesting how both with similar beginnings ended up going kind of differently.
It's like Batman.
It's not
and
like-
Open Window, man.
Yes.
Could have been anything.
Could have been anything.
Yeah.
Both of their parents were shot in an alley, and one
Yes,
gained
Father.
mystical powers to jump into windows.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I also I know in like recent stories he's kind of had his go of like not really sure which side to be on or even if he should be on a side, seeing him like standing next to the Green Lanterns at one point, next to the Star Sapphires, like right.
There's
That
literally
happened
a
at one
comic
point.
where
I
he
think
like
so.
everyone's lined up and then he just pops up behind one side and then pops up in front of the other side. It's like, no, this team, no,
Right.
this team.
Yeah. So I
And
don't
he's
know.
just GTFOs.
He's it's interesting. He's very different. I like him, and I identify with that like lone wolf thing sometimes. Like just sometimes with the way I play video games, and yeah.
Okay.
Zach, your favorite B-lister?
Mine's kind of hard because I feel like a lot of mine have started to become more A-list.
I was kind of on the same boat because I wanted to say Doctor Strange, but he's kind of slowly making his way to A-list.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say like Kate Bishop, but now that she has her own book, I'm not sure if that's considered B-list or not. Still,
Yeah, that's fair.
Jason Todd's obviously pretty A-list now, in the grand scheme of things, I would think.
So maybe think about a character that doesn't have their own solo series.
That's the thing. It's like shit. A lot of them have gotten their own books now.
I know. Kite Man.
Hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah. Did you read The Brave and the Mold yet?
No, not yet.
The entire opening sequence is
Kite Man. Yes.
Hell yeah.
He has to keep it going every story arc. There's got to be Kite Man.
He wants to believe he's a villain, but deep down, Kite Man is the hero we all need. He is the one who will stop Dr. Manhattan.
An open window,
shit.
man.
While everyone's lying on the ground, Kite Man's just going to float in like, hell yeah.
And that just blows up in like a firework, and it's like, we all need to honor him. And then there's a kite park in Gotham City.
The Kite Man, Kite Park. Hell yeah.
HY.
Shit.
Gotta make it child
What about
friendly.
Cassandra Cain? Is she still B-list? I don't.
It's hard,
I know
right?
this is hard
It is
because
hard
a lot
to
of my
determine
characters.
who is B-list, and because again, I consider Ghost Rider a B-list character. He had his own solo series
That
but
got canceled,
That
so
got
automatic B-list.
that did get canceled, but it's hard to determine who's A and who's B, who's C, who's Z list.
Maybe Kyle's not really B-list anymore. Fuck, I really don't know. I really don't know.
question.
All my characters that were B-list aren't really B-list anymore. At least to me, it doesn't seem like they're really B-list with how much they're around.
They're A-list in your heart.
According to Comic Vine, Doctor Strange is still considered a B-list hero.
Debatable.
Seeing as he's helping.
Black Panther's considered a C-lister. I don't
Really?
think that's true.
Yeah, no, that's.
How old is this? Hank Pym is a C-lister. Vision is a C-lister. Vision I can see.
Yeah.
Vision, I can see more B-list, not C-list.
Where's Miss Marvel in that? She's pretty A-list.
Yeah. I just went to Google Images and typed in B-list superheroes. And
Zach, talking to your mic.
Oh, sorry.
You
I
keep
went
doing
into Google and I typed in B-list heroes and just looked to see who popped up. But like we have Zatanna, X-23,
Really?
Spawn,
X-23 is still considered B-list.
X-23, not all new Wolverine.
It's the same person.
It's the same picture.
But Zatanna hasn't been around a while.
yeah, like
Zatanna was always cool.
I guess maybe Dr. Fate could also be considered B-list.
Yeah,
Maybe
I've never been a really
C-list.
big fan of Dr. Fate.
everyone on the Justice League International team is a B-lister. Like I can go on and on about how much I love Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, but like I feel so immediately attached to these random ass heroes. Like I got so incredibly excited when Bwana Beast showed up in Midnighter.
Probably the
solo
only
series.
person.
And I'm like, look, it's Bwana Beast. And people are like, who? It's like, you remember in Justice League Unlimited, there's the dude in the loincloth that could talk to pigs. Yeah, I'm that guy. Because
Crickets.
it's like all these cool heroes, the super A-listers that we love and worship. But like, I love to see everyone else's side stories. Like the other Nightwing, Claire Fremont. Yeah, people don't know about her. She was a fashion designer / model who had meta powers, and when Dick Grayson got like kidnapped, she came to rescue him. Yeah, people don't know about her. But what draws me to B-list characters so much is that they're so unique, and you get to capture that lightning in a bottle for a lot of these people. Like, you don't really understand their immediate thoughts and their immediate wants and desires, but you grow to know them thanks to their interactions with other characters, like Bawana Beast, who literally wants animals to be treated equally with everyone else, and he broke into this doctor's laboratory and fused him to the monkey that they were experimenting on.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to show the doctor what it'd be like to undergo this treatment. I'm like, that's fucked up and so cool. Or someone like Swamp Thing for the longest time is considered a B-list hero. And
Yeah, Swamp Thing's pretty cool.
Animal Man even.
Animal Man.
Like the moments of like Alan Moore did like the quintessential Swamp Thing story with like the anatomy of Swamp Thing and reveal it to the readers. Like, yeah, Alec Holland is dead. You are just a plant that retains all of his memories. Or like in Animal Man, when Grant Morrison comes down from heaven, literally, and tells Animal Man, you're a comic book character and I write you. I tell your stories. I tell your history.
Fucking Grant Morrison.
And Animal Man's like, the fuck? You know Grant Morrison was part of the Suicide Squad?
What?
Yeah, he was a meta. This was back when he had hair. He was a meta that could control reality by writing. And he died.
That's a little on the nose there.
He died because he had writer's block.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
Or even the Doom Patrol. They're hardcore B-listers. Like, no one cares about Negative Man or Danny the Street, or as Steve likes to call him, the Dambulance. But yeah, it's a lot of cool things, and I love seeing these lesser heroes get a large interaction with the larger world. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
It's weird, man. Steve, what's your topic?
Mine, for the great occasion of Injustice 2 coming out,
Yay.
which kind of goes along with your whole B-list character. Who would you want to see in a fighting game?
Wolverine.
He's already been in
I know.
many games. X-Men, Children of the Atom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
How about Moon Knight?
He's in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. He's fun to play as.
You know, one of the reasons I've never... is he in the Ultimate Alliance games?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1.
So one of the reasons why I want
He was Adam's
Moon
favorite
Knight
character.
in it as like in a straight up fighting game is because, like, you know, Moon Knight's whole character is like he believes he's the descendant of like Egyptian gods, and he has MPD. So like during the middle of a game, he does one combo, and then his entire fighting style changes.
Ooh.
I feel like that'd be a really
That
cool
could be- that
mechanic.
could be his character ability is multiple personalities.
Or like you have that like god come down, and then all of the different, like a finishing move, the god comes down, and then Moon Knight and all of his different incarnations come up and fight in a different way, kind of like how Mega Man's finisher in Marvel vs. Ultimate Capcom is like, or Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is
Mega Man wasn't in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. If you're talking about Super Smash Bros., where all the Mega Men show
Yeah,
up and shoot
that
a
one.
giant beam,
yeah, all of the
which
different
made
incarnations
me
of Mega Man come.
so happy because they had all of them. They had
Yeah.
original Mega Man, they had X, NT Warrior, Star Force.
Beast Warrior. That was the same as NC Warrior though.
Yeah, that was Mega Man Beast.
Zach, for a moment, you picked. It looked like you were picking up something, and I thought it was a spinner, and I was about to have like
A
some
nervous
hardcore
breakdown.
flashbacks. I can hear. I know when students are using them now because I know that sound, and it drives me insane.
You only got, what, a couple weeks left to that, though?
It's just a few more weeks.
Then probably over summer that trend will die down. And
Did you see
they're gonna
Game
be
of
like
Thrones one?
Beyblades.
no.
It was a meme. Somebody is like, "Gosh, I'm really getting tired of these midget spinners," and it was just a Tyrion spinner.
Oh,
I
I like
saw one, I
the
was
General Grievous one.
Yeah.
He has his lightsabers, and they're just four different spinners.
After the Ray tweet of like, when is Genji gonna get spinners for throwing stars? Someone posted a picture from the new Switch game ARMS with the ninja guy who's one of his arms.
Oh, that was
looks like-
Andy.
yeah, it looks like a spinner.
Did you
It's like-
see the post is like, how is the crap, one of the creative heads at Nintendo's like, what are they doing to save Nintendo? It's just ass shots from a character from ARMS, and then
Oh yeah,
Zelda.
the Beyonce.
We have big things
Yeah.
planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that for me.
So you want Moon Knight, Jim?
Besides Larfleeze,
Besides Larfleeze.
Fox.
So what are we talking
Shit.
about?
What
Characters in fighting games.
Yeah,
you
what
want.
character
okay.
would you like to see in a fighting game who hasn't been in one yet?
What about
Danny the Street, the ambulance.
yes.
You drive an ambulance across the arena.
I'm spacing on his name, but the assassin,
Exio.
one of the multiple assassins that got sent out by the Court of Owls,
Oh,
Talon.
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 Or
Could he be good?
Talon would be
Yeah.
fun. Or William, Dick Grayson's great grandfather.
Ooh.
He's a dick. Or technically
Well,
just saying Alabama.
Yeah. Well, he technically is a dick.
Yeah. So yeah, seeing Talon would be cool. Like super lethal attacks.
Yeah.
One of the things I always wanted to see was like Neji from Naruto, and it's, when he does the 8 trigram,
eight
64
trigram
palms, he just gets 2 kunai and duct tapes them to his feet. God damn it!
That
Come
one was
on.
that one was a super punch on the week.
Yeah.
He gets the kunai and tapes them to his hands,
Oh
and
god,
then just stabs the dude to
people.
death.
Oh god. Because disrupting their life force energy isn't enough. Why not stab them while you're at
Yeah,
it,
disrupt their life completely.
Zach?
Trigram 64 palms, lethal palm, stab. You want to say Box, and then he can turn into the giant mech with Guy Gardner. We did it.
Well, to be fair, in Injustice 2, Hal Jordan gets a mech.
Fuck you. That's
Yes.
Kyle's thing.
His ultimate is he stomps on you with construct robot legs, puts those on his legs, smashes you with arms, puts those on his arms, headbutts you, puts that on, and then uses the mech suit as a giant cannon that kills them.
That's a Kyle Rayner thing. Be original.
I thought that was Guy Gardner.
Huh?
I thought that was Guy
Well,
Gardner.
Guy was the head of the giant Green Lantern mech, but
What?
Kyle's like the one who's the anime nerd.
I have a theory about the DLC too, by the way.
We just totally
Yeah.
make it. We're giving
Sorry.
Zach think
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
DLC.
Oh,
It
just
looks like he still wants to think.
just real quick, I thought it was interesting because in the Injustice story, at one point, it's like early on, like Cyborg's like somebody's talking to Cyborg about like, why are you doing this? And Cyborg's like, I lost Starfire,
yeah.
I lost Beast Boy, and
like,
nuke.
in Metropolis, where it's like, I lost Beast Boy and Starfire. It's like when the Titans died in the nuke.
And Starfire's a DLC character.
Maybe BB.
Yeah, could be good.
Beast Boy was the.
Now Beast Boy's going to be an alternate skin for Grodd. He's just going to be in gorilla form the
He
whole
was
time.
in that like
I could see that,
Flash
actually.
fighting game on Cartoon Network. In all of his combos, he would turn into different animals.
Oh yeah, I remember what you're talking about now. The Teen Titans versus the Hive.
Yeah.
So Zach fighting game character.
I think Calderon Aquila could be pretty cool since he could be kind of like a magic based character, but also be pretty brawly with his water swords, or he could even create like water gauntlets or something.
Injustice
cool.
2 needs more magic characters too.
Yeah, I mean that would be pretty cool. I mean, you could do a lot with it, like or even Tempest or something like that.
yeah, just as one,
Dolphin?
they added Zatanna.
Wait, Mara's not in it either.
No.
Nope.
Fine. Why is Mara not in the game? She's the ultimate magic water sorcerer or sorceress. Like she'd be great as a magic character.
Mm-hmm.
She'd.
You'd be great as a great magic character. 'Cause you got that podcasting magic. You just wrap people with XLR cables.
Speak into the mic, damn it!
That's his finishing move. You just shove his head next to the mic and then right through the
mic.
eye.
Yeah, the mic just goes through your mouth, in the back of your head.
Sound mixer is your weapon. God, so stupid. I don't know.
I was also gonna say Cassandra, but I mean it'd be just kind of a quick beat 'em up character.
Yeah.
What about maybe Marvel side?
Marvel side? Ooh, Miss Marvel could be really good.
Stretchy arms.
Yeah, like Embiggen, like just long range giant fists.
Because we have Injustice 2, which DLC's coming up for, and then we also have Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yeah, Miss Marvel could be a really good fighting character, I would think.
I want Thanos to be in that game.
Star-Lord.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, they've
Be
got,
kind of like a Deadpool character.
they've got Rocket and Groot coming in.
I want Nova. Nova would
They
be.
had Nova in Ultimate
Well, fuck me
MVC3,
then.
but it was which Nova?
Richard Rider.
Yeah, they had Richard Rider, not Sam.
I think Sam would be fun just because of the personality.
I would love to see either Yondu or Starhawk. Starhawk goes on my list of B-list heroes too.
Like Sylvester Stallone, Starhawk.
Drax could be good.
The character he was
Oh,
supposed
yeah,
to be
Dra-
playing.
Not the actual
kind of
tiger.
Not the actual Sylvester Stallone standing there, but like the comic book
Yeah.
Starhawk. Did not know Miley Cyrus was the voice of the little robot.
Yep.
Huh.
She had a secret cameo. There's still a cameo in the original Guardians that no one's found yet. Like a little Easter egg that no one has ever found. That James Gunn is just like holding on
The
to.
one that the internet's
Interesting.
been theorizing they gave away Ego's secret from the beginning.
Nah.
Because there's a article floating around that like in the original Guardians of the Galaxy they left clues in the like planet locations and coordinates that like what was Peter Quill's mom's name? Was it Meredith or something
Yeah.
like that? Like one of if you decipher the thing on the right, it's like Meredith Quill's cancer. Like straight up in the movie, and then there's a couple other things that like people are thinking, did they secretly just plant Ego's intentions in the first movie? Like, has this been a long con for him?
Don't know, man.
I would feel like Artemis, like the Amazon Artemis, would be
Ooh,
fun
yeah.
too. They have the battle axe,
Yeah.
and
That'd
then
be pretty
Boa
cool.
Ra.
That's her super. Just burns you.
I don't know.
How
Like I
the
said,
sun?
It's really weird that like comic books have gained so much traction to create all these different things. Like I remember back in the day when like my PlayStation 1, I played Tekken in the Gundam fighting game
Dude,
from Endless Volts.
Gundam Battle Assault?
Yep.
Literally it was supposed to be Gundam Battle Assault, but on the spine of the game, it was Gundam. D-U-M.
Gundam.
Gundam Battle Assault 2.
It's a Gundam.
You could play as Big Zam and step on everything, or
Play as the
could
new
play-
Gundam.
play
Yeah,
as...
everyone played as Wing Zero because none of those other things made it to the US at that point.
Dude, G Gundam was already here. That's why I played as Dragon Gundam all the fucking time.
And Dragon Gundam. So Jim's empty chair. What is your topic? Yeah? Uh-huh. Cool. Can we
Thanks,
get the-
chair.
Can we, can we get the
wait,
chair to squeak?
That's not Jim.
No,
that's BJ. He's back.
Thought we kicked him out. A restraining order.
We did, but he's here.
I can't wait to have Tim.
Calling the police right now.
I told Tim that.
Okay, you don't even punch your own mic. You have the chair punch Jim's mic too.
that was my mistake.
This is why we can't have nice things.
So I want to do like artsy things over the summer, like learn how to do art. And one of the things I'm gonna paint a nice little butt plug signal for Tim and give it to him at DCC. It's the dream. Zach's texting.
The BP signal.
Yeah,
The
how's stuff?
BPE signal. Because he sends me all these nice art things, I'm gonna keep it like under wraps. Like he sends me his pencils, his first inks, and then as he colors it, I'm like, nope, you're not gonna see anything.
Well, you just kind of gave it away because he listens
He
to our
knows.
show. Okay.
He knows that I'm gonna give him the butt plug signal and like Batman style, but I'm not gonna send him anything.
Shine it up into the clouds.
Yeah, I got to learn to paint clouds.
But for real though, what does Gotham City do when it's not cloudy? Like if they have a clear night sky and some
They're all
shit's going
LED
down.
panels in the sky, Steven. Or, the actual logical thing is that Gotham is so industrious, it's all smog anyways.
Smaug.
Smaug. Can we have Smaug in a fighting game with his cup?
I mean, if the bad guy in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 can be Galactus, you can fight Smaug.
What was it? Ultimate, or was it Marvel versus Capcom 2 where you fought like a sentinel and you had to like beat up its hands?
Don't know.
Or was that Marvel versus SNK?
I think that was Marvel vs. SMK because
Yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2, you could play as the Sentinel. That's
Yeah, I
where the
think it's SNK.
that's where the Mango Sentinel came
And then
from.
you had Jin, who was like, "Pah, pah, 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 pah," and then he sends like a giant mech that shoots a giant laser.
Yeah, you could either hop in the mech and shoot its Gatling gun, or have a giant mech fist come across and fist your opponent.
Yeah.
Then you had the fire tornado.
Fisting.
Jin was my go-to guy in MVC.
Yeah, that was my arcade game.
MVC2.
All right, Jim, do you have any topics you want to talk about?
Well, I was just thinking about one random one the other day, and I like to listen to you guys flex your brain muscles because they're so big and swollen.
Think it's Swolly.
Yeah.
That is the true swole.
No, I was. So this is really stupid origin story for this topic, but I was goofing around on Facebook the other day, and one of those bullshit like take a trivia quiz and see how much you know about Batman came up, and it brought up. It reminded me about Flashpoint, Batman, and so I was just wondering, like, do you guys have like a, it's in some alternate timeline? Like, I'll accept Elseworld, like kind of things, like just anything. Like, is there like a origin story for a character that you guys think is particularly interesting, and or even like if you think it seems more feasible than another one, or if you're just good with the current one of one, like one that you think you're like, they tried so hard to come up with an alternate storyline to do something else, and just, no, the first one was fine.
Above anything else, Dick Grayson's origin story is the most fantastic thing ever created.
Flying Graysons.
Tony
Hell
Zuko.
yeah.
To the point, when Batman or Bruce Timm animated it for the animated series, we got the episode Robin's Reckoning, where Tony Zuko comes back to Gotham and Dick's like, fuck this shit, we gotta find him.
You mean Batman the Akira reference?
Yeah.
He throws Tony Zuko on the bridge and Akira slides his motorcycle.
Yeah. And it's
Sparks
like,
and all.
That episode got an Emmy way back in the day. But like Dick Grayson's character by far is like the quintessential DC character in my opinion. Like one of my friends, I was texting her and I was joking around. I'm like, she was like, "Oh, do you have a crush on Big Swoley Bat?" Or she was talking about Takumi from Fire Emblem, how she has Fire Emblem things all around her room. I'm like, "Oh, your husband." And she's like, "Yep, I'm not biased. I'm not obsessed." And then I went around to all my Batman pop figures. I'm like, "Nope, not obsessed either." And she's like, "Oh, is Batman your gay love?" I'm like, "No, Dick Grayson." Dick Grayson's the quintessential DC character
And
because
for
of his
Christmas,
ass.
I got you
That
dick.
booty dough.
Yeah, you got me some dick on Christmas.
Got you a nice little dick.
Yep, dick pop.
I'm enjoying this.
Batman the Animated Series, Dick Grayson. But I was explaining to her, I'm like, Dick Grayson as a character has multiple different kinds of origins. Because there's his origin as Robin, the whole Tony Zuko story. And then you get to see his transition into being his own character. Him as Nightwing is the most quintessential superhero of the DC universe, in my opinion. Because it takes the best parts of Batman, best parts about Superman, and embodies it in him. Like, Nightwing was a Kryptonian deity that Dick heard about because of Clark's stories. And then, he's the good parts of detective of Batman. And like Dick Grayson,
He was what Batman should have been.
Yeah. Hey, Genevieve Valentine.
I gotcha.
Batman and Robin Eternal issue 25. But 24, I think. But it's like he's this weird character that's been in the hero business a lot longer than a lot of other characters. And he's the only character that everyone in the Justice League, Titans, Teen Titans, whatever, will listen to because he is Dick Grayson. And then you get his next origin, his essential rebirth as the Batman character, because Bruce dies in Final Crisis. And like he has to learn and grow up. It's like, I can't be Nightwing anymore because Gotham needs a Batman. And he begrudgingly took it before creating his own version of Batman, where Gotham heroes are like, or Gotham villains are like, "You're a little too short to be Batman." And they're like, "Oh, it's Dick Grayson." Ah. And it's like, I don't know. His character is just so fascinating to me because he's just as old as any other superhero. Robin was made to be the counterpart to Batman in Detective Comics 38. And, when he has this role, it's like he makes Batman that much better. Because, again, I can give a shit. I could get less of a shit about Batman if none of the Robins existed. Like, Batman himself is not as interesting of a character without all of his supporting characters. Yeah. Also, Dexstar
Also,
has the best origin story of all of the Lanterns. Mm-hmm. And Booster. Because his whole thing is, I can't be who I am. I can't be the mature, serious character because history is going to remember me as that, and I have to play the role of the fool, which is the most heartbreaking thing for Booster Gold.
Dexter
No, but
wants to
greatest
be a
hero you
good
never
kitty.
heard of.
Yep.
Yep, Dexter just wants to be a good kitty.
I had We 3 flashbacks just then.
Yep.
Am I good dog?
No.
That's
Tim, I really want
piece.
my We 3 back at some point, so please send it home.
It's confirmed that he's read it because he posted about it on Facebook.
Yep.
It is confirmed he has read,
Yeah, he texted me. He's like, I finally read this.
so we know.
Yeah. How about you guys? I've rambled on about Dick a lot.
It's
I
easy
think
to talk about Dick.
I think they finally like have a good solid Jason Todd.
What? Another Robin?
Yes, I know.
Is Steve going to talk about Tim Drake next?
Or
Not
Damien.
Damian Wayne.
Damien's the better Robin.
Just because it seems like they tried
He's a
tried
little
making him an
shit.
anti-hero. What? Or not really an anti-hero, like a straight villain for a while.
Grant Morrison's age.
Yeah.
Then they tried to edgelord him.
There's been two like variations of how he's come back. Like he's come back with all his memories, and he's just come back with vengeance. There's the other one of no, Talia took him and put him in the Lazarus pit, but he came out just with nothing but instinct.
The Lost Days.
Yeah. I think that they've pretty much solidified that he's come back. He was put in the Lazarus pit, and then he's come back now. Just because it seems like there's a clear definition of like where he turned. He's like, yeah, this is my past, but I need to rectify myself.
But again, let's keep in mind, Jason Todd's original origin story was that he was also part of a circus trapeze act, and his parents died.
Really?
Yeah, he was a ginger trapeze artist.
So did Batman
Oh
just
yeah,
like...
and then he dyed his hair.
He just hangs out at circuses.
Does Batman troll circuses for little boys to take home?
He's looking for
Don't
those
say
orphans.
it that way. Don't say it that way, Steve.
Okay, when you really think about it, is that so wrong?
All right,
A little
so-
bit, yes.
Hang on.
He went to the circus, saw a little boy all there by himself, took him home.
I
So
think that's an Aziz Ansari joke.
And thus, we got Dick Grayson.
So-
Then he finds a little kid on the side of the street. He's like, hey, little boy, come home with me. And then we get Jason Todd.
Can we stop using your phrasing, please?
So
Ah.
Jason Todd first appeared in Batman 357 and became the second partner of Robin. Though initially popular, the character was written by Jim Starlin, was not well received by fans.
Hence they killed him.
And then they revamped his origin by Max Allan Collins, which is the I'm going to pop the tire off the Batmobile.
Get those rims.
No, it was just to prove that it was like, this is the Batmobile. I can fuck with Batman. I'm going to prove to him that he's not as good as he thinks he is.
And then Batman busted and took him home.
Yeah, so like in
After
357,
Yep.
he was there. He was part of Trapeze Act with his family, dyed his hair black, which Grant Morrison picks up on in his run when Jason was in jail as a ginger dude. And then his character was revamped following Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yep.
So
After Superman punched the universe. Superboy
Yeah.
Prime, sorry.
and that's when people
Sorry.
didn't like him, and then that's the reason why Jason Todd died. It's
Yep.
because he stole the tire off the Batmobile. And it's kind of funny that a lot of the good quintessential Batman and Robin stories feature Jason Todd, but no one notices. Like, the Black Mercy, whatever happened. No, that's not whatever happened to Man of Tomorrow. Fuck. But the Black Mercy story in the original incarnation, it was Wonder Woman, Batman, and Jason Todd going to the Fortress of Solitude.
Huh.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I fucking know way too much.
trying to think if there's anyone else.
Box. Mogo, the Living Planet.
No.
He had a really cool origin story. Oh, what about Saint Walker, Jim? Jim hates
No.
Saint Walker.
I'm just gonna climb this mountain. That's gonna save me. Oh, my whole family's dead. Jerk.
All right, Steve.
So I've got two that have changed for the better over time. One is The Flash, where instead of a random chemical lab accident, the Speed Force actually chose Barry Allen. Or it gives it more of a purpose of the Speed Force existing instead of, yeah, no, lightning struck some chemicals and ta-da, I'm the fastest man alive. It's
But
no,
how could
the-
Barry Allen be chosen by the Speed Force when he created the Speed Force? Whoa! I'm done.
Okay. I like the origin of him being chosen by an actual, like, a full cosmic entity, then an accident happened.
Have you ever read the theories that the lightning bolt that chose all of the speedsters is actually Barry Allen traveling in the past?
You told us about that.
Yeah. Because he created the Speed Force and became one with it.
Thus, he's better than Wally West.
Wally West for life.
Oh man.
And then the other one is, shockingly, I know no one's going to see this one coming, Green Arrow. What? His original origin was he was out on safari with his parents in Africa, and then they got killed by a lion. And then from there began the transformation of Oliver Queen
Was
into
the
Green Arrow.
lion also hiding in an alleyway with a revolver after they saw the movie Robin Hood by any chance?
Yes, he was actually Leo Chill.
Leo Chill.
Joe Chill's lesser-known brother.
That's
Out-
also a lion.
Yeah, who's also a lion out in the African savannah. But then, that was his origin for a while, and then came Green Arrow Year One, where they established the island canon.
Leonu. I don't even know if it was called Leonu at the time. It might have been.
But I liked that better than his parents died on an African safari, because that doesn't scream like he realizes humanity is terrible and tries to save it.
Lions are terrible. Is that why Catman was his quintessential villain for a while?
That's it. I could see that being the origin story of what's the hunter's name from Spider-Man?
Craven.
Craven. I can see that being the origin story of Craven the Hunter of man, fuck African animals. I'm gonna kill them all. They killed my parents. But
The lion pelt that he wears is the first lion's life he took.
but
The
having
lion that killed his parents.
having Oliver Queen have his parents die on the boat and then being stranded on an island by himself, realizing I'm not prepared for this, and learning how to survive by himself without money, without being a
And that's
Richie Rich.
so much better than the New 52 incarnation, too, by Jude
Yeah,
Winnick,
that
where
was not
he's
good.
on an oil rig and shoots an arrow, and then the oil rig explodes, and then he gets trapped on the island. Look what all this money did to me.
How dare I fire an arrow at an oil tank? Yeah, no, the boat crashing and him being stranded on the island is my favorite origin story.
Yeah, I
of the
gotta
Green
say Arrow did that really well, other
Yeah.
than, years 3 and 4 of him going to China.
Where he went from Lian to China to Russia, became part of the Russian mafia, and then went back to the island because no one could know.
I mean, they did write themselves into a hole making him a member of the BRAFTA in the first season. And
Like,
it's okay,
We got to get there eventually.
but that could have easily been remedied if after he saved Anatoly from the island, they just have this moment of, here, I'm going to give you this tattoo. You're a Bratva lieutenant
Anatoly was
now.
on the island.
Yeah. Why do you think he owed Oliver his life? He saved him from the Amazo.
Oh God, I don't even remember that.
Yeah,
That was season 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, Anatoly was on.
Okay, when they started adding the other survivors in seasons 3 and 4, I just kind of spaced. What's her name that got possessed by the magical idol?
I don't know, chick who's Oliver broke her neck.
my brother.
Now I
Oh,
forgive
wait.
you.
The
You
Russian-
killed me. That the whole reason he went
That's
to
right,
Russia and
that's
became part
right.
of the Bratva.
Jim.
Yeah, they-
What's your favorite origin story?
Or alternate origin.
Or even alternate? Like I said, I also really like Open Window Man. His parents were killed in an alley, and then one night while he's sitting in his father's study, the window just blows open, and he says, "Yes, Father, I will become the Open Window Man." I'm not kidding. This is an actual DC hero from Dial H. It's something.
Yeah, it exists.
It's a thing.
Well, you brought up Flashpoint. What makes Flashpoint interesting to you?
I like that the. thank you. The. I don't know. I find the coincidence kind of funny. How it's a very different set of survivors after the incident, and yet they still end up becoming Batman and Joker. That's interesting. I'm a fan of. I like Guy Gardner's origin too. I don't know why. I don't know why that comes
you
to mind out
hate
of
Guy Gardner,
everything, but he's I don't know. He's different.
Best Green
No,
Lantern.
John Stewart. You hate John Stewart.
Yes,
That's right.
John Stewart is too damn by the books.
So you
Boy
mean you
Scout.
don't want his premier skin in Injustice 2?
just to beat him up.
No, I did get it.
Whale on it.
Although I was watching a thing the other day about his origin story. That was like, it's interesting. Have you guys seen that?
No,
It's
like
like-
he's an architect and then he joined the war. Like, what are you talking about?
The very first comic that had John Stewart in it. It's like, it was like he, I don't know. I'm afraid to mess this up.
No,
But
Bailey,
like,
we mess up things all the time.
It wouldn't be
I'm
an
afraid to
episode
mess
without us
this up,
saying a name.
but like it was like the guy who I was just watching like a really quick YouTube video on like the origins of John Stewart, and like that guy doing the video was like, "Look, this is pretty racist. Like I'm just gonna tell you like it is. You know, like do not blame me." And it was like, yeah, like he wanted to use the ring to like fight the man, you know, and I don't know, it was interesting, but
Not as bad as Steel. John Henry Irons, black man who's a steel worker. Like, come on.
Did you ever? No, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, Jim.
no.
DC's first premier African American character was going to be a guy called the Black Bomber. And what happens with Black Bomber was that he was a really old racist white dude. Like just
Oh, yeah,
middle-aged
and he-
racist white
doesn't
dude.
he-
And when he gets agitated, he becomes a black man. And both of these, as a character of the Black Bomber, he would have his own separate girlfriends, but they would be aware of his identity as Black Bomber or as a racist white dude.
Damn.
Like one of the
That's
things was
freaking
that he would like save. He'd be angry that like this car is about to hit a stroller, and then turn in Black Bomber, save the stroller, and then he looks in it, and it's a black baby, and then he's like, "Ugh, terrible!" And it's like, "Holy fuck! Thank
What the
God they
hell?
didn't do this."
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then they make Black Lightning afterwards.
Thank God.
But yeah, John Stewart, the guy I grew up with, like the Justice League, John Stewart, too by the books. But no, like I don't know. Guy Gardner's like origins with like dad being on the police force and them not getting along, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. So, but yeah, I don't know. I was just very curious what you guys are gonna pick. So, and I liked it. Brains equal
I'm like-
flexed.
Yeah, one of the cool things about Dick Grayson too is that like he fits into like all these really cool roles. In Flashpoint, he ended up becoming Dr. Fate. In Injustice, he becomes Deadman. Like he just fits into so many different little characters, but still retains the personality of Dick Grayson. Like, and I think it's Batman Thrill Killer. Like Dick's parents never die. He's still part of the Flying Graysons, but he goes to Gotham and he gets like a domino mask. He has a bomber jacket, and he calls himself Robin, and he fights crime with Batgirl, Barbara Gordon. But in Thrill Killer, I think Joker kills Dick, and then Bruce Wayne becomes Batman because of it. And then he and Barbara have a romance story.
God damn it.
They're all the same age.
Okay.
In
That's
this
okay.
version.
That's fine then.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Oh, so funny thing. I found the article. Black Bomber, a white racist who would turn into a black hero under stress and later be described by comics historian Don Markinson as an insult to practically everybody with a point of view at all. When the editor who had approved the Black Bomber left the company before the character seen print, Tony Isabella, whose previous writing experience included Luke Cage, was asked to salvage the character. Isabella managed to convince the editors to instead use his Black Lightning character, which he had been working on for some time, mentioning that his characters along the way were merely stepping stones. Thank God Black Bomber never existed.
Thank God.
And we
All right.
got Black Lightning, who's relevant. Yay!
Yeah. Close this up.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for listening to a brand new episode of the Z2 Podcast. It's so great. And then we have Jim here.
Thanks, guys.
Yay.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Literally,
Always a pleasure.
always.
Always a pleasure. Always.
Secret handshake.
So, Don't forget, if you're listening to us on iTunes or Google Play, Stitcher Radio, tune in, or even YouTube, be sure to give us a thumbs up, a review, a high five, a comment, or anything, because that lets us know you guys like us and lets us know that you enjoy listening to certain things. If you like a 4-person dynamic, maybe we'll have more guests. If you like just 3 people, well, fuck you, we'll still have 4 guests. But
We do what we want.
yeah, we do what we want all the time. Also, you can check us out on YouTube, where we have a couple of gameplay videos, and we also upload our podcast on there, so you can give it a thumbs up, and maybe we get more traction. If we get more traction, we get more fans. We get more fans, we can do cool new things just for you, the fan who gave us that thumbs up. So thank you once again. I think that's everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Go check out Wonder Woman. 12 days left. Or
Yes.
13.
Soon.
13 days.
So soon.
Why not?
Gonna be 12 days.
Probably.
Comes out on a Friday, so.
Yeah. Solomon Grundy came out on Sunday.
Actually, Solomon Grundy was born on a Monday.
But he
If they ever
came out.
did that, they'd have to. Do you think they'd release it on a Monday?
Yeah.
Solomon
only
Grundy, the
seems
movie.
right.
Yeah.
Solomon Grundy has a great origin story, but
No.
we're done.
But he
Thank
was
you guys for
born on a
listening.
Monday.
Love you, Internet.
Boy.
Later.
Bye, guys.